welcome back to another stream. Today, as you've seen, title and thumbnail, we're going to be starting the third Smart Play set already. I say that, it's the 12th of March. I did think I'd have a few more built by like the first week. I was expecting to have 3 or 4 of these built, but Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. I am on record saying that this is both the worst and in ways the best of the wave. Hello there. And I'm not sure what I think about it. So today and maybe tomorrow, because we've needed 2 streams so far for the X-Wing and the A-Wing, I think we'll probably need at least 2 for this. We'll be building Vader's TIE and taking a look at how good it actually is. There we go. Stream's caught up. We're good. Yes. Oh, hello there. Hello there, Moonshoes. Welcome back. I'm excited for Vader's stream. I will be getting the minifigures because with the Yavin project that's going on right now, I think before we build any other sets, we're probably going to have to build a base for Yavin. So I might start that. The next set I've got on my list is Yoda's hut, which is for our next section. So I think we work on Yavin first, get that ready. And this is going to build up to May this year. We get a really nice display for May then, and we can get on with building the other sets. So no longer a March project, now March, April, and maybe like a day or 2 in May. But it's going to be worth every second we spend on it. And then we'll move on, you know, Dagobah, and we got Endor even further up from that. Let's get, first off, desk cam's not working. What's up with it? It'll work eventually. But it's annoying when so much of this equipment is all plug and play, and then the one thing that's like important, the camera, isn't plugging. Well, it's plugging, it ain't playing yet. So we'll get that sorted out in just a second. But the instructions for Vader's TIE, we might as well get those up and start having a little look at the set. We've still got the Mantelian Savrit from last stream. That was such a fun build. That was good. That was good. Hello there. Hello there. Dirk Willem Devries. Welcome. What is up? Is it because... Oh, hold on. Do I have to... Oh, I might have just figured out the problem with the camera. Yes. Now, when I plug it in... Did I just have to open that up? Was that it? That might have been it. Wow. What's a budget printer I could recommend? A 3D printer or an actual printer? A 3D printer, I run the Bamboo Lab A1 Mini. Not a sponsor, not an endorsement, no affiliate. You can get some really good deals. That just actually is Bamboo on the list. Let me have a quick look. A load of printers are running Mother's Day deals or International Women's Day deals as well. I don't know if the A1 Mini is. I got the A1 Mini on a pretty good deal. Got it down to... What, it must have cost 100 and something? Which isn't bad for a 3D printer. That's what I spent on my first 3D printer. I think it was about £200 probably. We don't care about the text. I know the text, I've already got one. What's it costing? Yeah, the minute is only down to 200. Oh wait, that's 260 with the combo. Oh, there you go. 150. It's not a great deal. It's not a bad deal. The A1's got a bigger base. That's the biggest difference between the two of them. The AMS system as well. I tend to print either layers or one color. What is the size of it? Because you're a bit short for the normal A1 with an extra. Yeah, it depends on what you're printing. The size of, well, I can get the measurements, can't I? The A1 Mini. And then I'll be able to show you what the base plate looks like. I think it should say, I think top of the head, the A1 Mini is 20 centimeters, 200 millimeters, and then the A1 is either 25 centimeters or 28, so that's 250, 280. I've got so much resting on it. Here we go. This is the size of the Mini. So you wouldn't be able to print like a helmet. You wouldn't be able to print a helmet on the bigger one either. And I did downscale from one of the bigger printers, and I haven't regretted it. I haven't printed anything that's so big. Like the first 3D printer I had, I used to 3D print that helmet, and I haven't 3D printed anything that big since. Even that helmet because I was doing them in, I think I was doing them in like 6-hour chunks. So they were small enough to fit on here. I think I could even get like the bottom of the helmet on here. If I were to redo that, get a whole collection going of them. Hello there, Rebecca, no problems. Great to see you back. The A1 normal is 25. Yeah, this is 20. So this is a 20% decrease in size. But still, if I can get the desk cam up and running, then I'll be able to show you. Is it because, do I have this on Wi-Fi mode? That would be a problem if it was on Wi-Fi mode. Yes. All right, USB mode. Got to make sure this USB port is plugged in as well. Print a few games. Armor. Yeah, armor. If you want it in bigger sections, maybe go with a bigger plate because you'll be able to run bigger sections. It'll take you less time overall. But if you're doing it in little sections anyway, I'd recommend, it depends. It depends how much you're going to use it. If you are going to use it a couple days a week, go with the A1. If you're only doing it as a little hobby, I'd go with the Mini and spend more money and more time on like paints and filaments and different materials to add an effect. Maybe grease it up, dirty it up. Looking through the bins to find all the pieces of the 2014 Phantom. What a set. That's the one, the Phantom 1 or the Phantom 2. The Phantom, did we get a Phantom 1 set? The Phantom 2 is the set that came with Chopper, Kanan, and Thrawn, unless that's the Phantom 1 that I'm thinking of. The Phantom 1 came with, I think it was just Ezra and Chopper. The Phantom, oh, I tell you what, 75048, which is the Phantom 1, great shuttle because it's based on the Imperial one, came with Ezra's helmet. Which is probably the closest we have got and will get in the next couple of years to a TK Trooper. What a helmet that was. And then, yeah, Phantom 2 came out, what years are these? That's 75170 for the Phantom 2. So the Phantom 1 came out 2014. Phantom 2 was 2017. The one, yes, great helmet in that set. That on a Stormtrooper or a Clone Trooper minifigure though? What figure? I think probably a Stormtrooper because the TKs were like the first run of Stormtroopers. I think that helmet's pretty close to perfect. And you get Chopper in both of them. How many sets has Chopper been released in? It's kind of feeling like the R2-D2 of the bunch. Clone torso and legs. Yeah, I think it's not quite Trooper. The helmet's more Stormtrooper than it is Clone. So the Clone Phase 2 shiny torso and legs. Yes, especially with Bad Batch, because that was the Imperial where they started bringing in the TK Trooper. And they have the Clone armor, still got Clone helmets, the lot. So TKs are kind of the final clone variant. I wonder if, I don't know what that is on my mat. I wonder if the Clone Wars kept going, if we'd have Phase 3 armor. Because Stormtroopers look like Stormtroopers, cheap, cheerful. I don't think the Empire really put much funds into it. But the fact that even in Bad Batch, we started to see some TK Troopers, I wonder if that was Phase 3. Clone torso, Stormtrooper leg. Oh, where's a storm? I need to see a Stormtrooper. Take a look at that combo. Have we got any camera yet? We got desk cam. What's up with the desk cam? No. Still no desk cam. What if I just reset the connection? What if I set it up like a new device? I'm going to give that a go first. And then we'll see how we go. Ooh, no, maybe not. Oh, it's not got the proper device. I don't know the code for it. Let's give it a refresh. There we go. Yes. What device is it? I don't know. It's one of these though. I'm either going to have two of myself or I'm going to have the desk cam. Apparently it's up. Oh, maybe the camera's busted. No, we'll get it working. Gonna take a look right now. I have my trooper case here. Let's see, Stormtrooper. I do think Stormtrooper legs. I do think Stormtrooper legs would work. Do I not have any Stormtroopers with feet? Let's see if I can show this off without knocking any figures. By the way, check this out. I don't think I have any Stormtroopers with printed feet. That's something I'm going to need to fix up. Maybe Clone Trooper legs just because of the printed feet. But I think clones have like the shiny thighs, the kneecaps. They're very Clone Trooper. Whereas Stormtroopers, those details scream TK Trooper. They've still got the knees, but they've got like the... I don't even know what detail that is around a Stormtrooper's legs. We got Han and Luke. Look at these legs here. You've got on this leg, was it? Yeah. On this leg, you've got some... It's almost like an ammo pouch on the leg. That's quite nice. And then toe printing. We just need toe printing on Stormtrooper legs. I'm going to have to go through my collection and upgrade a bunch of these figures. Same with a lot of like the pilots, Death Troopers. Oh no, actually, the new Death Troopers, they have toes. We don't have I think the Gunners are exempt from it. The Mando ones. Luke versus... I can't remember the names of them, but those troopers don't even have feet. And they're fairly new, yet every single clone trooper does. It definitely improves the look. Wait a second, is this... Yeah, it's saying it's connected. Tell you what, let me restart. Let me restart the device. And then, yeah, it wants me to refresh. Funny how to connect with a USB, it'll get you to refresh with Wi-Fi just so it can check for updates. Yes, we know. And now, fingers crossed, chat. It's working! It's working! It's working! Yes, it's working! Wait, that means that I can... Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to... Yes, done that. Now I've got to go disable Wi-Fi, otherwise it's going to run through Wi-Fi. Why prioritize Wi-Fi over anything else? That is not how it's meant to be done. All right, now that that's done, hey, we've got a desk cam. I'll spin it to it in a minute and we can take a closer look at those Stormtrooper minifigures. Could you imagine trying to build Vader's tie just up in the air? No chance. No chance whatsoever. Okay, we could sort out the brightness a little bit. Yeah, probably because it's also... Oh no, that's cool. Undo. Yeah, there we go. Whew. All right, so as I was saying, no, it's still not right. Maybe I just need to wipe the lens down. That's better. There we go. Is exposure? No. Autofocus is off, right? I think it is. These Stormtrooper legs are pretty cool, except for the fact they don't have toes. Gonna take a look for TK Trooper legs. Let us know what you think. Lost this set to the bins many years ago. Been searching for 3 days. Ooh, there are still so many parts that I remember distinctly from my childhood. I can picture them, yet I have no idea where the parts are if I was to try and rebuild them. Nice little collection. I got so many more clone troopers and stormtroopers that no longer fit in here. All from the recent battle packs, which it's nice to have too many troopers for you not to know what to do with. But it'd be nicer to have a lot of room as well, so that I could fit all the troopers I could ever need. What am I? Where am I? Who am I? When am I? Oh, it's you? Yes. All right, let me get the helmet that I was showing as well. Because it's all good me talking about a set I remember from 2014, but that was a long time ago. How many people remember the Phantom 1 Lego set? Why is Venom in the way? Phantom 1. There we go. So, here we go. This is on brick set. And this is the Trooper helmet that I was thinking of. So, this TK Trooper helmet, which isn't a TK Trooper helmet, I think it's a Cadet helmet. I don't know if Lego specify, but I'm pretty sure it's a reference to the Cadet helmet that Ezra and a few other peeps wear when they're either undercover or legitimately working for the Imperials as a cadet. Working, more of an apprenticeship. It's an excuse for them to do a lot of work without getting paid. But this helmet with a clone torso, stormtrooper legs, and toe decals. We'll get some toe decals on the troopers. Maybe there are some toes on the new troopers. No problem, Rebecca. Hope to see you before the stream's up. We got everyone looking for these elements to make a TK trooper now. That would be cool. That would be cool. All right, let's take a look at, oh, new set. Tintin Moon Rocket. Don't really know much about Tintin unless you count the live action movie that was made a few years ago, in which case I know a little bit about Tintin, but just the fact that that was called Tintin and there wasn't really a dog in that, so I don't know if that counts. This dog, I have seen the minifigures. This dog looks amazing. This dog, and there was a Lego Friends cat as well a few sets ago. I can't remember what it was called, but it was in a spacesuit. Spider Cat. That's not the one. It was the cat in the white spacesuit. Where is it? Maybe it wasn't called Cat. Maybe the cat had a name. Friends Cat. Oh, they name their characters, don't they? It's not the Snow Cat. This one! Wait. Oh, I thought that was another one. No, it is this one, isn't it? This cat with the space helmet. For some reason, I thought it was an orange cat. I think plain or Stormtrooper, plain shiny Clone Trooper, or the Imperial Stormtrooper with the eraser? Because they're really plain and don't have 3 parts, but 2 on the legs. Oh, it is knee and the top leg, and the second part is the under leg with the cadet helmet. Cadet helmet, awesome piece. That cat now owns the base. That is the lord of the base. Yeah, great another animal to add, but never watched Tintin. Nice idea set. I think we're still waiting. We got Snoopy. There was another idea set that we're still waiting for, and it's taking ages to show up, but I can't remember what set it is. So I can't remember. Clearly I didn't want to build it. Can't remember what set it is. It's gonna bug me. That's what we were doing. We were grabbing the Vader and Rebel Trooper minifigure. Can I remember where they are? No. Also, if anyone has a 4K monitor or a phone that can play 4K, or a tablet, or a TV, what other devices do people watch YouTube on? If anyone has a 4K device, let me know how the stream is, because we're rocking 4K today. Been a long time debating, spent so long debating between 4K 60 frames, but whilst I'm sat still, there's no point to get 60 frames. Unless we're playing a Lego game, maybe 60 frames is probably preferred, but not whilst I'm sat at a desk. Speaking of Darth Vader right here, this is Empire's Darth Vader. We want the A New Hope Darth Vader, and yes, there is a difference between the two, mainly in the center here with the console as well. I do want to change that so that we've got a generic Vader that fits everything. Get rid of those lights. But also with the edge of Vader's cloak, it goes over the armor piece. That's the big difference for A New Hope, and actually is the easiest difference to set A New Hope aside from most other Vaders. Very few use that robe over the armor piece, but we're going to grab that Vader. Do I have a helmet? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Vaders, 7 unique Vaders on my display, 8 unique Vaders. Any more? Show yourself. 8 unique Vaders on my display, and only 3 of them have helmets. That's less than half. Most of my Vaders don't have their helmets on. It's to show their unique faces, and it does look better than just having the same dome on all of them. But I should really get a few more helmets out, even if they're holding them. I also saw there was a post the other day about how it'd be nice to get a Return of the Jedi Vader, especially the Vader that comes in the set, with a smiley face. For so long, so long, Vader came with a smiley face before this face was even a thing. Before we had this face, Vader's face was a smile. And it's so nice seeing a newer fan of Lego, I assume they were a newer fan of Lego, complain about not having a smiley face Vader in a set. Because that's something that I've taken for granted, and I've taken a smiley face onto my Return of the Jedi Vader. Because he's a lot happier in that movie. Which goes to show how unhappy he is throughout the rest of the trilogy. But it did make me stop for a second and just wonder, like, there are fans getting into Lego that don't know about smiley face Vader, and that part must cost, oh, pence. Brick wall. Brick wall. Vader smile, I guess. Could I search up TK Troopers? Why is it? Yeah, I don't think Lego have ever made anything with a TK Trooper. Either one of these should have the same head. This head, oh, it's a pound? Came in only 8 different varieties of Vader. We've got, that looks to be regular Return of the Jedi. That one's Rebels. No, it isn't, is it? Because Rebels has the combined button. Well, that isn't Rebels, that is, maybe that is Rebels. But that isn't, which one was that? That was this one. That doesn't look to be Rebels. Was this in Vader's TIE Advance? It was. But this isn't the Rebels Vader. Okay, fair enough. That is a New Hope adjacent Vader. At least we've got the robes over the armor. And that's not too bad. It gets rid of the green lights. You know what? That works. It's got yellow lights around the hip as well. They should be green, but nitpicking. The main thing is the robe over the armor. And then we've got Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi. That's a Lego special, Lego special, Lego special. Return of the Jedi, Return of the Jedi, and we're back to Rebels. Look at all these sets that a smiley face Vader came in. I thought it was more, but a load of affordable sets, the advent calendars, some exclusive sets as well, aka an easy part out for the Bespin set. Let's have a look. Wow, nothing for TK whatsoever. I think the Ezra helmet from this set, how much is it? Oh, it comes with a figure. No, break it down. How much is the helmet? £5. Ooh. Oh, wow. It just got worse. Wait, did that not just say starting at £5? Starting at £5.34, and then you click on it, and it's just immediately shot right up. Oh, on Google. Yeah, TK Trooper. Here we go. Here we go. This is a TK Trooper. Get rid of the distraction. Oh, first colors look nice. Get rid of those distractions. See that helmet? That helmet side by side with the Lego piece. It's perfect. You've got a little bit of black coming out the top. That is perfect for a TK Trooper. I do agree that the Clone Trooper torso is better than the Imperials, because it's got that, I think it's the animation, the animated design, because this is similar to what Stormtroopers were like in Rebels, but it looks more like the Clone Troopers. I'm looking at my Phase 2 shiny Clone Trooper. The only thing I change is that middle bit at the bottom. That isn't really present on it. But even on the Imperial Stormtroopers, we don't... Ooh, I don't know. It's close, but the Stormtroopers have too flat of a midriff there. I think the bottom half of the Stormtrooper with the top half of the Clone Trooper is perfect. They really have taken two troopers and just smashed them. The legs are difficult. Oh wait, where are their knees? What? Where did their knees go? And where? What? Where did their knees? I mean, Lego minifigure knees are a bit more prominent. If I take a look at the ATST from Rebels, the driver. Oh, ATST from Rebels. Let's see if I can identify it just by the fact it wouldn't have any, you know, Chewbacca. It's not going to be in the ATS. Oh, the AT, it's the ATDP or something like that, isn't it? It's not quite an ATST. The ATDP. This. Oh, that was the pilot. Oh yeah, I can see that with the legs. Because you've got the shaping in here. You've even got the mark right down the side of the leg. So if we shaped that inwards. Are there any other... Like, we've got so many pilots. Are there not any other pilots that would work well? It's close to a Stormtrooper's. In the sense it's got the knee. I think the fact that a Stormtrooper's legs are odd. A Clone Trooper just looks like a better fit. But the lack of a knee... Oh, I think for this, for the legs, I'd go with a Clone Trooper. I'd go with a Phase 1 Clone Trooper though. Phase 1 Clone Trooper has these style of legs. The Phase 1 clone. Because I'm looking at my... Oh, it's an older model, but it still checks out. Not the Phase 2 style that we've now got. The Phase 1 from mid-2010s. Oh, these sort of legs, but not on that figure. I don't know if these are the most up-to-date. No, they're quite a ways back. That old clone pilot, it's printed legs. It's more so these legs, and I'm not sure if they are the exact same legs. Whack those with a belt and get maybe a clone foot decaled on. Quite smooth feet though. Maybe you can do without the printing. I think the old Phase 1 Clone Trooper legs with a bottom half Stormtrooper torso, top half Phase 2 Clone Trooper torso with an Imperial Cadet helmet, and you've got the perfect minifigure. Add a white utility belt, add a few other bits, and you're rocking with a really strong figure. New video, maybe. Maybe we'll have to put it together ourselves. That sounds like a lot of fun. But first, let's move these troopers to the side and let's start building Vader a ship. So we've got our A New Hope Vader. We're going to start off with that, and then we'll get to the Rebel when we get onto the little side builds, which I'm not as fussed about leaving those till last. If not an ATST pilot, yes. An ATST pilot. You can also... What was the other figure? Oh, was that the... Oh, that might have been the ATST pilot I was looking at. Yes. A load of... Basically any white legs. I think plain white legs would also work for that. If Lego really wanted to tone back and give us more. If we get plain white legs with this trooper, then give us more of the troopers in the set. That's a way to get more figures in a battle pack. Not go too far out for them. So, Vader's TIE Fighter, we don't have the smart brick. We will be building Vader's TIE using parts only found in our collection, because that's the way to build it. You don't need to be spending... How much? £60. Yes, it's one of the cheaper of the wave. Considering it comes with a smart brick, it's the cheapest of the 3 all-in-one sets. But it's still a lot of money just for a smart brick. I have been eyeing up so many smart bricks that have been coming in 17, 19, 18, £20, and I just can't pull the trigger. £20 for that little guy. I think this is a solid set for 40 odd quid. 40 quid for this, get rid of the smart brick. I think this is a solid set. Maybe give us an extra figure, you know, we've got Vader. Maybe give us a... Great idea. Give us Vader. Give us the pilot Oh, what were they called from Andor? They were a specific pilot with the red shoulders that then transition into X-Wing suits, but I can't remember what that's called. Anyway, them pilots give us a TIE pilot maybe, or maybe a Rebel. Rebel's good. Maybe an army builder, like a Stormtrooper, or a TK Trooper, yes. And then give us some alt builds for it, or at least inspire on the back. That T16, the T16 Skyhopper, T16 is the right one. Yeah, that T16 that the designer built on the stream, using parts just from the Millennium Falcon, was a great idea. They should whack that image on the back of the box. They'll get more kids wanting the set and more parents buying it if you know you can build other things from it. I think it's a great idea, having random alt builds on there. Oh. Strong start with these slopes. Is this the front, the back? You really can't tell when you're building this if this is even one of the handles for the wings. I don't know if I want to build this twice. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll have to come back round and do it again. And for that, I'm going to keep these slopes out on the side, just in case. You never know. You never know. Considering buying the land speeder for the Jawa. I haven't had too close a look at the Jawa. How different is it from the other ones we've been getting? Well, are all the Jawas Lego made and in my collection? I've got the Jawa from the last land speeder, one of the last land speeders. I got the Jawa from the battle pack, the one that came with the Tuscans and the Jawas. I've got the holiday Jawa that came in the advent calendar, and also, keep out a stack of those, is the Jawa in the battle pack. Is that just one Jawa? Or is that two Jawas? Because I have a feeling that might be more Jawas than I realise. Yeah, I'll remember that. Let's have a little look. How many Jawas have Lego made? So the first one is... Oh, the first one, I can't tell the difference between that and the one below it. I can't tell the difference between these two. And also... Oh, hands. Wait. No, all the hands are the same colour. Why are there so many? This one's cool. That's an old one. Don't have one of those. 7 different figures. I don't have this Jawa. Do I have this Jawa? Oh no, this is the new one. Oh, I don't have this. And it is a brand new torso. Oh, I need it. I need this Jawa minifigure. This one, yes, this one I have. This came in the battle pack, but there's 2 different ones. This is the other one from the battle pack, is it? Yeah. So this, I have 3 of this Jawa, because I've got all 3 of these top sets. One of my favourite land speeders. This one has a badge. Oh, yep, I also have this one. I also have this one. I have this one from the advent calendar. And then who's this that's escaped? Oh, I also have that one. It's the other Jawa from the droid factory. I need to find the escape pod figures because I don't currently know the whereabouts of them. But yes, the only 2 I'm missing is the classic one with the cape. Spoiler alert, if you go back and watch the old video, we have given the Jawa a cape. Maybe that video is old enough I don't have to say spoiler alert before you watch it. I think the cape Jawa is perfect, but that's an older style figure. I'm not too fussed on collecting that. I need to get a new Jawa. I need this figure. It's the only modern day Jawa I don't have. Like, excluding 2005, it's the only Jawa pardon me. It's the only Jawa I don't have. Nothing can stop us. Oh, I don't need to pick up the land speeder though, do I? You got the battle pack and the advent calendar. I didn't realize the battle pack came with 2 different Jawas. That's amazing. So we've never got multiple of the same Jawa in the same set. And somehow Lego have stood by that even with their new land speeder. That is amazing. Wow. Shame they didn't have capes though. All the short capes they're handing round to figures like Vader, which we've gone with the longer cape here. It's a shame they couldn't give a shorter cape to the Jawa, because they need it. They're robed. If the Emperor has a cape, the Jawa needs a cape. Same with the Royal Guards. They've got their robes printed on their torsos, yet they don't have no cape. Such an awkward way of saying it. They have a cape. The Jawas need capes. They're skimping out. Even if they give us rubber capes, I'd love to see Lego make a short rubber cape, because that's something that, well, I don't think too many people will be excited about, but that's something that could be used on other themes. Maybe they'd finally give Robin rubber capes. Maybe they'd give other minifigure rubber capes too. Better than just having no cape at all. Some minifigures would look a little weird with them. I do need to pick it up. And also the throne room battle for the smart brick. I do need to get smart bricks. We've got the X-Wing, the A-Wing built. I need to find an affordable way of getting the smart brick, because even all the new sets, they don't have too much that I'm wanting to buy. I've got all the minifigures. I've got most of the pieces. The pieces I don't. I'm loving breaking them down at the minute. They need something. If they released a prequel set and they had like a Dooku minifigure, or even an Anakin or a Padme, a new Padme minifigure, any of that, I think would be a real, well, I don't have to think. I probably already have it in my basket. I'd be doing a video talking about why I picked it up so quickly. But original trilogy, Legacy Star Wars Legacy. That's a good point. I've been really into Ninjago. They have their Legacy, which is their basically anything other than the current season. Those Forbidden 5, from as recent as last season, they were featured, and they're part of the Legacy line. They've only just come out in the actual show, and they're already being hushed back into Legacy. Yet Star Wars is still working on that was like what, a couple months ago, not even a full year. Star Wars are still releasing sets on the OT. Ooh, some big ones. And I remember where they went. They're over here somewhere. Yeah, if Star Wars was to run like an Ninjago, Legacy, and then Dragon's Rising is what they call the other one. But now that Dragon's Rising is creeping into Legacy, we'd need like a modern and a Legacy take. So for Star Wars, Legacy would have prequel trilogy. No. Well, actually it would, wouldn't it? Prequel trilogy, original trilogy, and even sequel trilogy at this point. And then their main run would be Mandoverse, Ahsoka, bring in Maul, bring in all the other shows that are still being made today. And then that would give more space for new shows as well as the old ones. So rather than, if you're not an original trilogy fan, I don't think you'll really mind about the smart brick, because they've left it out of the Mandalorian. If they had the smart brick in, they've got it in 3 out of 8 original trilogy sets. I think that's solid. I don't think that needs to be changed too much. I think add them to at least one of the Mando sets though. 2 smart bricks in what? In what? There's no room for them to add it to the Razor Crest, because you'd only need the 1 smart brick. What other sets have we got? The X-Wing. Oh, the AT-RT attack. Now, if this was, I mean, £40 already steep. If this was £40 and come with 2 smart bricks, yes, I'd be looking at picking this up. I think £40, yeah. 2 smart bricks, 1 on the back here and 1 inside the turret. Had a little rotation feature to the turret. That's a good set. For 2 smart bricks as well. Really good set. What's your favourite character and trooper type that Lego have made? Yours is a trooper, commander, and the character is the commando with all the tally marks. Oh, my favourite trooper that Lego have made. I like the new Captain Rex. For how far they have come, I know it's missing a few things, like a pauldron that actually fits, as well as a Karma. Oh, and same with like, I've added a lot of things to my troopers. that I think they're missing. So Fox and the Coruscant Guard, these are official Lego troopers, but I've decaled arms, I've painted legs, so this trooper looks like they've got dual molded legs. They don't. I've just painted it over the trooper's legs. But it creates that look. Any trooper that I haven't touched, though. Oh, Cody. No, Cody's got dual molded arms. I don't think there is. I tell you what was good, the Arc 170. I bought that so... Oh, did I buy it? No, I think I ended up getting it gifted for my birthday. The Arc 170. All 3 minifigures in that. I loved how they've done the pilots. They were so close to what I mocked out as well. I think that was nice. Seeing Lego doing a similar thing to what we would have done with them. Right, is this going to stay up or is this going to collapse? Phase 1 shinies hold a special place in my heart. I've just noticed over here my first Lego set. And I think because of that and that alone, Phase 1 shinies would be my favourite type. But if I had to pick a favourite character, it would probably be Jag. Probably be Jag from the new set. So I'm sure I'm going to flip which of the pilots next time I'm asked. Someone asked me in like a few months' time, given that there's no new troopers, and it'll be Oddball, or the unnamed one. Always in motion. Just like the Force. Yeah, but then it would cost $100. No, not for the smart brick. I'm sure Lego wouldn't increase the price of a Lego set just because it's got the smart brick in it. They totally would. They totally would. I'm playing a bit loose with some of the colours today. Light grey, dark grey. As long as we've got an equal share of both. It's mainly the blacks, especially on the wing. It's mainly the wings that we're going to try to keep as close to as possible. Oh, and they've got us to build this as a side build. I guess it's better than just putting down another 2 elements. But respectfully, Lego, 2 elements. 1. 2 elements. It's all we're doing on the other pages. 2 elements. 1 element. So why not build this straight on... I think the 2 brackets and this inverted slope would just be a complex instruction. That's 1 step. That's 1. That's... Oh, wait. Well, the bottom plates are 1. Then we got the brackets on the side, which is 2. And then we've got 2 red studs, 2 grey studs, and then a tile. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. They could 4 it out like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. But with this step. Maybe not. Their team decided it wasn't as good. And it's not like us builders know what's best with building a Lego set. Genuinely, Lego do spend, I hope, quite a bit of time checking this through. So far, the A-Wing would tell us otherwise. That's quite a glaring issue in it. As for the X-Wing wings, that is on us. That's a part swap. We can't hold that against them. The Republic Commandos, yes. There are some really, really good Old Republic figures as well. I don't think we've seen too many troopers because we had like 5 sets from there. But the 1 sets that we did get, they were good. Brackets. Oh, I see them in white. Is there a reason they're in white? Oh, so we can throw them around and still see them on the desk. Is there a reason they're in white? Does the white make the red look like it's lighting up? Because I'm surprised these aren't in red. That must be the front of the tyre. With the 2 red bits down there. The cockpit clips on the front. I think we're seeing how this goes around. And also, a tile and a stud would have me believe that we've probably got a rooftop that can fold back. Similar to Yoda's ship. Something that either folds back or folds out to the side. Which is great for people with big hands like me. I can then add my Vader in there without trying to fit it through that gap. Because I can tell you right now, my fingers would not fit through that gap with Vader. And it would be the most awkward thing trying to place it down. Trying to use like a brick separator to get it in there. It's not going to happen. No chance. Oh, no chance. No problem, Dirk. I remember seeing a shot of, oh, who was it? Was one of the Lego Master Builders try and repair one of the houses in the Discovery Center. That's me. Every time I'm trying to place a figure in a ship that doesn't have a large doorway, that is exactly what I'm doing. Just stacking together bricks, trying to get them in there, wiggling them around. Like, you'd have to stick something to the bottom of the feet or maybe get some pins in the hands, because Vader's not got that stud on top. And it's not like you can put the minifigure in by the top stud and then what? You're stuck with a helmetless Darth Vader. As long as no other Imperials are around to see, he wouldn't mind. But it's not the point. We've got to have some decency about ourselves. Speaking of Darth Vader, I wonder if Darth Vader's going to show up in more. I wonder if Darth Vader's going to have a little cameo. Definitely a mention. But a part of me does want Vader to show up as the grand finale. The only problem would be that they've already done that a lot. They've done that with Kenobi. Have I seriously not cleared my tray since I was saying... What's on it? What is... Oh, literally the parts that I've moved off the 3D printer. That was easy enough. Just tip them out so that we can tip these out. I think Vader's shown up too many times, even in the Jedi games, when characters like that show up. And it's just... I can say Vader showed up in the Jedi games. That was spoiled for me. Was it spoiled? I think I completed that game pretty quickly, but it was spoiled for me from the trailer. The TV spot finished, and they'd have like a few seconds where the logo flashes up, and just where Vader's breathing enters. It's like, oh wow, yes, because there are so many Star Wars characters that have breathing issues. Like, Grievous was dead at that point. Spoiler for Revenge of the Sith. There's no one else that could be other than Darth Vader showing up. And that was like day one of the game coming out as well. Star Wars have zero chill when it comes to that sort of thing. They're like, oh, is it out yet? Cool, we can start spoiling and go ham with it. No. No, you can't, Star Wars. Stop it. Their social media team is one of the worst for spoilers. I know their website, I know Star Wars tend to give it about a week before posting, but I haven't checked up on that recently. I'm sure the night the episode drops, they've got a breakdown of the 5 Easter eggs that they've hidden in the episode. Which, for people that watch it day one, that's fair enough. But to advertise that, like, that's not news. That's not news day one, because it's literally just out, and unlike Darth Vader, some people have a 6-7 day week and they don't have the time to watch things day one. Oh wait, shouldn't I have got some 1x1s as well? Maybe I should have. Yes, we do got some. Rather than using these brackets, which step 11 here has been quite heavily used across these smart brick sets. We had it, don't think we had it in the X-Wing, but we had some in the A-Wing. And I'm sure we'll see loads more in like the throne room. They'll probably use them because they were used in the A-Wing. One of the other pieces that I don't think is too important, because you can just plate it out. And in this case, it works fine. It does the exact same thing. Not as strong as the element, but I don't think strength is something that we're searching for. Not right here. Also allows you to switch around the color, use a few different. But I'm noticing that we've got our first red element of the video, not including the transparent red. Excluding that, we've got some red slopes. Oh, okay then. The smart plate begins. With 2 red slopes in with Vader, which Vader does also have the printing on the back. It's got the tag on the inside. We've already taken a little look at that. But why Why red slopes? Also reminds me of the UCS Death Star gift with purchase that comes with not just 1 or 2, but like 6 red elements inside that cockpit. Why do we need so much red inside a TIE fighter? The Andor one's pretty red, I'll admit, but that's because the Andor one is also flashing red. Andor is crashing that, or someone's trying to abuse the weaponry in it, and that's that's not a resting state of opaque red. Little soft glowy red, few flashing lights here and there. I don't have a lot of red in the drawer because just off camera, let me grab what section. Oh, this bit. Oh, this is all one. There's a few arms and legs as well. I've still got most of my Santa Jackson or Santa Bugs Bunny or Jackson, depending on which part of the lifespan you saw. Maybe all through. It was most recently Santa Bugs Bunny, whilst we thought that we were getting a big old Bugs Bunny giant fig. But there's so much red. I've never seen that much. I didn't know there was that much red in the Lego store. No, that doesn't work. The Lego store's red. Big red logo with red background and ready redness. And more red in the Lego set. Oh, Lego, thank you. Just what we all asked for. I'm on Lego a lot about the red. This red is hidden, at least. The further we go back, the less hidden the red is. Because this ship doesn't have a back. So we'll be mocking that out. Oh, one of the bigger slopes, isn't it? Could have been an arch. Could have been an arch. That's in dark bluish grey. And I don't even know if I have these red jumpers. I do know that we decided these studs were probably more dangerous to minifigures, the jumper ones, but I also didn't test that as thoroughly as we tested everything else. So take that with a pinch of salt, unless you're doing your own research. I'm going to add 2 of these to the bum of Darth Vader, and just a 1x2 grill on the front. Get some aircon cooling down his feet. Because we all know, not only in that suit, but in a TIE fighter, in any TIE fighter, even a TIE Advance, probably not got great circulation. Built for space, even if you're staying in the atmosphere, unless you've got the cockpit open ajar, it's going to get hot in there real fast. And no one wants that, let alone if you're in a leathery suit, you start to get all sticky. See, Darth Vader's really got it hard. The rebels think they've got it hard. But at least they're not running around in a leathery suit, switching on and off their life support system, which probably has to reconnect to the Wi-Fi every time Vader turns it off for dramatic effect. Oh, Vader does not have it hard. These are all choices. These are all purposefully done to make him that bit more moodier, you know. Slaughter that many more rebels innocently just protecting the planets and the ones they love. Vader of all people does not have it hard. But if you were to look that way, it would seem like it. Oh, Darth Vader. Yeah, leather was a poor choice, but Anakin made that choice as well. I don't want anyone feeling sorry for Darth Vader. Anakin had those leather robes. What made him think it was a good idea to go back to Tatooine, to then go to Geonosis with those robes? Coruscant doesn't look hot. You look at what the people are wearing. You don't see any fur jackets like you do on Hoth. None of those. Everyone's wearing quite comfortable, you know, free-flowing, skin-showing clothes. Not quite day at the beach wear, but also not wrapping up. So maybe it weren't bad for Coruscant, and he just needed to get out a little bit more. Psychoanalyzing Anakin's wardrobe, which is what led him ultimately to join the dark side. It's not how many people you murder. It's not what dark sorcery you believe in. It's actually what you wear. We're discovering that live on the channel. Let's get the Technic. Oh, wait. The Technic drawer isn't... What? Where? What? Wait. What? Where's the What? 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 Where's the Technic drawer? How am I missing an entire drawer and I've not noticed? It's not down there. It's definitely not on the side table. I'm looking around because... What? How have I misplaced an entire drawer? What? What if I haven't misplaced it? What if I moved it? What if this is now... No, no. Well, I got 2 Technic drawers down here. Oh, that's an empty drawer. Wait. Where's the Technic gone? I have... Oh, it's down here. Wait, why is... I moved it. It was there. Now it... Don't question it. Don't question it. It was done for a reason. Did I do that on stream? I feel like I might have said that on stream and I just completely forgot about it. Well, here we go. Do we need 1 or 2? 2. Thank you. Times it by 2. And then we can put this away now. It's not that far. Handy having it there. What I might do is move it up 1 drawer just so it's below the 2x4 plates. Because that's a bit too low. I have to like bend down for it. Now it's at a decent reach. Unlike these. Brackets, slopes, plates. Fairly easy build. Is that going to be secure enough? Oh, because it's going underneath. And it's not holding the wings. It's Technic pins pushing backwards. Holding what? Holding Vader's lightsabers? Maybe holding Vader's spare suit when he gets too sweaty. Both in yellow. There we go. It could be holding Vader's... Holding a spare mask for Vader, maybe? Just Vader's sabers hanging out as like jet thrusters. Blasting backwards. A lot of translucent red. I'm already worried. I've got so much translucent red. You can see there's a stack there and there's red all over the place. But we're only on step 17. And that's running out. I don't have an infinite supply, is what I'm trying to say. Everything in my Lego collection is limited, but especially translucent plates. Oh, what did we use? This was for the, not for the A-Wing, maybe for the Imperial turret? Not the old one, must have been the one with the A-Wing. And 2 lots for those. Oh. An inside build. That's how you do it. No way, this could have been attached straight on. Although, is there not? I can't remember the last time I flipped around a Lego ship. As long as you're remembering which way these pins go round, which I almost didn't, almost flipped it on the complete wrong way, you should be able to build this on the ship. Which gets rid of any need for a side build. It's something when I make my own instructions, I look at and I'm like, does that really need to be a side build? Sometimes it seems a little bit extra. Going out of your way to build something else when you could just add it straight to the build. That way, you think from a kid's perspective. This is how I try to think, which doesn't work. I don't know how Lego do it. But if you're small hands holding this, and then you have to put that down and grab something else, that's in the pile of Lego. Add that back to the set. It takes that few seconds and that disrupts, and it's like oh no, I've lost it. That moment, which can off-put someone. If they look down and it's not right there in their hands, then that could be the end of the build. They've put it down and now you've got parent, guardian, family member, friend taking over the build and enjoying it, I'm sure. But it's that little bit of panic of, Where'd it go? Oh no. That little, you see the cogs turn, it's like, oh shit, what have I done with it? It's right there, realistically. Like for grown-ups, most of the time, for adults, it's not going to be as much an issue. But I get so easily distracted. I put something down. Half the time, I forget about it. I'm on to the next thing, or suddenly I'm making a TK Trooper. Because one reason or another, I can't remember what started that. I just remember we started making a TK Trooper, and then next thing you know, we've got the perfect minifigure for him. What started that? And do I need to build two of these? Because I'm building mirror image by default. Or is this in the middle? No, definitely mirror image this. 100%. If Vader's TIE Advance isn't symmetrical, it will be. It will be. That's one way to work it. If Vader's TIE Advance isn't symmetrical, we will make it symmetrical. That's brown, not dark red. Ooh, not got a lot of dark red elements, but you know what we do got a lot of? Grey, 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 and I think there's a light bluish grey overfill bag. Overfill? Overspill? Overspill bag somewhere. Don't know where, but don't need to. A stud. A stud or a 1x... Could we... Wait, they've stacked two 2x3s. Oh, Lego! This is the first time in so many sets we've built Yavin, the X-Wing, the A-Wing. We've built quite a few sets recently. And it's been a while since Lego have stacked two of the same plates on top of each other. They tend to not do it because it's the hardest plates to get apart. The shorter plates like 2x3s are real easy to do. One brick separator on top, one brick separator on the bottom, pinch them together and they start to split on the side. And then if you don't want to use your nails, just wedge your brick separator in there, give it a twist, it's popped open. But Lego have been steering away from adding these to Lego sets. So if you do have a few spare parts in your collection, may I recommend replacing that bottom 2x3 with a 2x4, and chances are that stud isn't going to be important. The fact they've used a rounded off stud isn't going to matter, and you can continue the build as usual. That easy change. What do you get out of it? A 2x3, a 1x1 2 plate tool brick, and then you can use the stud on top of the 2x4 to fill that gap, which is exactly what we're going to do, because otherwise you're going to have to look for other parts. It gets too confusing. Let's stick to just the 2x4. If you want to mock it out yourself, I'd recommend doing so, but that's the easiest way to go about it. And also we need some of those brackets, so I'm going to keep that tub out. From both the A-Wing and the X-Wing needed a ton of these, which is nice to see. Some of them not necessary. Should have been swapped out with a 1x2, but I can never complain about a bracket. If I was to pick up this set, would I be able to swap out that bracket? No, that's kind of it. Oh, hold on. Yes, you can. You can do away with this bracket completely if you want to, and I'd be stealing that for my personal collection, which is why I've got so many of these single brackets in colours that haven't been on the pick-a-brick wall, because I've nabbed them for my own collection. But for greater security, maybe it's a good idea to place these brackets down first. Whilst we don't know what they do, they might come in really handy. And then there we go. That's the stud we've got from earlier. We're just adding that on top to fill in the gap where the 1x1 brick would be. And you wouldn't know the difference unless you were building along or watch this. In which case, you know the difference. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. What do we have to do next? We've skipped ahead a few. We've got, clips, but 2x6 on top. If you don't have 1x2 clips, nice to see them coming back. Don't call it a comeback, but they seem to be coming back. Then you can get 2x5s don't exist, but if they do exist anytime in the future, you can come back, whack a 2x5 in there instead. What I'm going to do is grab some of these What are these? Glad you asked. These are the 1x1 clips. Just as secure. Red and black is a choice. I'm going to honour that choice. And I guess we're sticking with red and black. If we've got black on the outside, that might be visible. So I'm also going to use 2 black 1x2s to go behind them. You're not going to notice the difference. Sandwiched between two 2x6s. They're not any stronger, any weaker, any force at the end of the day that would require these plates to bend, snap, or have any force acted on the rest of them is just going to break the clips. So don't worry about that. The clips are going to break before any of the plates do, which is why Lego don't usually use these clips. But once they've got the space for them, might as well keep the mold around and get a few more sets out of it. Because I'm sure there are quite a few builds and mocks especially that need that extra plate sticking out so that they can just squeeze them into the tight spaces. Imagine if we had to stick those out one further, you're not going to be able to stud them down. There's nothing to stud them down onto. So it's nice to have them in circulation, but when you don't need them, you don't need them. So might as well replace them, as I always say. And also, if you're pieing it out, it means you're getting them for your collection. At the end of the day, every Lego build, every Lego set that you build, you should keep. If you've got parts, if you have a parts collection and don't just have them to display. If you're displaying your sets, fair enough. We've gone with red. We're meant to go with black. If you're displaying your sets, but if you are collecting parts, keep an eye out. Have a little think. Is this part necessary? Does this set need the part, or can I replace it and use it somewhere else? There's nothing worse than building a mock, needing one specific part, and it's in the middle of like a £120 set or £160 set now, isn't that? Inflation's hit hard over the last couple of years. Trying to break down I think the Razor Crest wasn't too hard because that had a load of panels that folded out. The Onyx Cinder, one of the worst. It was so secure. It was so secure. I think you could have thrown it at the ground a couple times before anything broke off. The technique keeping that thing built was annoying as someone who likes to break down ships. Probably second to the UCS AT-80. I hear that was a problem. Similar to the AT-DP, which is the Gorilla AT-80. Or at least I think that's what it is. That was a hard one because it had a similar mechanism in the body. Kept these out so we wouldn't need to go back in, and I went back in anyway. Good thing I remembered the 2x6s. Almost forgot them. But we remembered them, so we didn't. Still counts. And then, still don't know what these are for. Oh no, we do. They're either side of the cockpit, aren't they? I literally went ahead and had a look to make sure I needed 2 of these. And then I'm going on about not remembering what they're for. More red plates. I'm using 1x1s. I am saving plates. I don't know why I have so many 1x1s actually. I know a few Star Wars sets of old had these, and police sets for the trucks, for the stations. That's where a lot of the red and the blue ones come from. But I don't know why I have so many. I think a stack of them is a bit more than just the odd Lego fire station, or it'd be police, red and blue. Fire stations probably orange and yellow, different coloured sirens. There we are. And I do have a few of these 1x2s, but it looks to be a similar sitch with the 1x2 plates. We can break these down into 1x1s, which are so much more common, although I am finding a few of these 1x2s now. They're so much more common than the 1x2s. So if you can get away with 2 parts, that's somewhere that I think Lego sets aren't treated fairly. With the A-Wing, there were a lot of parts that could have been made into one piece. So the part count seemed quite high, despite the fact that you weren't getting that much Lego given how many parts are in the full set. And that's including the throne room that has a ton of sets. Welcome back, hello there. But in sets like this, where historically you would get the separate corner tiles, maybe even the odd little plates hidden throughout, I think that does a disservice to the parts count. What we're talking about is having like that half a circle tile. That half a circle tile on the front here. Lego have one piece. Hey, like the show. But historically they would have had two pieces, so that's an extra part on the list. Do that both sides, that's an extra two parts. And that's something, the part counts have been looking low. The V19 is a great example of it. The V19 uses so many well-used parts that they could have easily upped the part count by like 25, maybe 30%, easily. I would say pushing 50%. But because they used a load of bigger parts and a load of bigger plates, they kept the parts count down, and it deterred some people from the V19, I heard. Which is crazy given how good those figures were. Those figures were so good. I got the Clone Pilot in a magazine and still had to pick up the set. Couldn't resist that one. And then, because we already built the V19, I turned the set into a clone mech. And it's still standing to this day, waiting for someone to battle with. Oh, wow. I wish I could switch to my point of view for that. Did that drop into the bucket that we're sorting out? No! Oh! It was caught on the side! Yes! I don't know who decided it was it was me. I decided it was a good idea to stud these together. Don't do it. Even if you're worried on space, don't put these pieces together. This is a pain to take out. This is... Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Use more space. Don't do it. Heed my warning. Ah, it's such an awkward part. There's too much coverage, which is good for these ships because these wings are just not going to pop off. But wow, for trying to separate them, that is a pain. An immovable piece meets it's the clutch power. It's because there's 8, 9, 10 studs on 2 different levels. You can't use most of the forces that pull apart Lego bricks, like the fact that you can slowly pull this one apart like a mimic. You can't do it for the other one because it's got the other layer just squeezing it back on. Also, forgot that we had some of those out. Oops. Oopsie. More brackets and more Technic. Oh, more Technic for the top. Wait, but if these wings are going out to the side, which wrong side? If these wings are going out to the side, why more Technic on the side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's 2 plates, which would fill out this Technic piece and another 5. But I'm also noticing, again, both these side builds could be built on the actual TIE Advance. I'll stop complaining about it. It's Moulin Rouge's 25th anniversary on the 20th. Oh, the movie. Oh, is that why it's back in cinemas? Is that... That would make sense. 25th anniversary. So many movies are celebrating anniversaries now in the cinema. And I can't help but notice a lot of them are after Star Wars announced A New Hope would come back next year, 2027. Still not sure if it's the theatrical version. I can't remember what they announced. I think it is for A New Hope, not for Moulin Rouge. I think the theatrical version's all we've known for that. Great movie though. Mainly because of Ewan. Ewan, and not only that, this is one of those facts that if you know, you've heard it a million times. But I can't remember the name of Ewan's character in Moulin Rouge. The character he plays opposite, though, is called Satine. As in Satine Cries of Mandalore. Not Satine Cries, just Satine. But the amount of times that... I won't spoil the movie. If you don't know what it is, go check it out. Pretty fun. I mean, it's not for everyone. It is it's a musical. I think if you like musicals, you'll like that one. And I'm not talking High School Musical. Christian, is that his name? Mad. You know what? I wouldn't have guessed that. If that come up in a pop quiz, I would have guessed that was that would have been like the funny answer or something. Not that it's funny. I nearly choked on my drink laughing at that. That wasn't even funny. Oh, can't keep. No worries. Back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, it's awkward sometimes. Good luck. Good luck finding all the parts. Never knew that though, Christian. Huh. Fun little fact if it ever pops up. Maybe I can work it into a Kenobi mark. Just a big C. And only we'll know what it means. One. Oh, more tiles, yes. Keep the slopes out. I'm realising that drawer that I filled, that I then replaced with the Technic one back there. What are you open? What you looking at? Is the drawer that I was going to put all these tubs in as I'm building through the stream. We've already done this. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pages we could skip. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. We spent ages on those 4 pages. And that was it. What? They could have at least pretended. Ooh. 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 Wait. Hold on. How's the front? All right. I'm going to put down the plate, but I'm going to hold off on the top because I wanted to use the dish. And this would have us think that we can't use the dish, which that's not good. And another red plate. Another transparent red plate. No. But why can't we use the dish? How does the front just pop off? Because we've got the front that's the actual cockpit piece is going to hinge down, but we've got 2 studs there, which makes me think the whole piece just pops. Oh, it's not hinged. It's not connected in any way at all. Like any way. Yes, another bracket. Another. Fair enough. And another transparent red element. We've got to put our foot down at some point. When do we start just using reds or greys? We've already used some transparent reds. Let's keep it going for now. And those inverted slopes. Ooh. Where would I have put those? Where would... Oh, although you could also use... Oh, let me get rid of this then. We'll keep these to the side. You could use cheese slopes as they're hidden underneath. Instead of using the inverted arch, which I'm pretty sure is the official word for that, get some brackets on the top, place them straight in, and then go with the transparent red plate. Just like so. And then you're saving yourself another piece. That arch piece, not using too many sets. Are there any sets that I'm using it in? No, I don't think there is. It's not a popular piece that I've seen too much of. Then you can get a bracket on the back of that as well, because that's going to lock everything in except for that back plate. Huh. Maybe a 1x2's better there. Might as well do it to the other side as well whilst we're on here as well. Also, I don't know how many of... Is this common knowledge on computers? Picture-in-picture mode. If you're watching this on the internet, on Chrome at least, and you don't have premium, you don't need premium, don't need YouTube premium, don't tell YouTube we said that. I mean, you know, buy YouTube premium. Why not? Skip the ads. You still support the channel. We still get a cut of your YouTube premium subscription. So might as well. But if you weren't going to, and you already made up your mind, so we're not dissuading you at all. Hear that, YouTube? We're not dissuading. We're not here. Not here on the Master Mouldie channel. Please don't wipe us off the face of the earth. Right click on the stream right now. Right click on the stream, on the image playing. And do you have to do it once or twice? Let me try it. Okay, not once, but twice. Right click somewhere else on the screen and you get all your copy paste options. There's a picture in picture between copy video address and cast. Give that a go and you can now place this stream in its little picture. I'm in a little bubble. I'm in a little square. Place it anywhere on your screen and you're welcome for that knowledge, because there isn't a course that teaches you that. No one teaches you these little hacks. You just find them out yourself, unless Google does tell you, in which case that's going to look bad. I don't ever look at those updates. But if you haven't been using the internet for, you know, a few decades, maybe you don't know that. You've just found that out, and I'm happy to teach a few of you. Share the knowledge. And that might also help if you're on the computer trying to build something with instructions. If you're on a tablet, it seldom works. I think you do need YouTube Premium to keep it playing in the background. Although most tablets also have a split screen function, even on your phone. You don't want to read instructions through it. Instructions are hard enough to read as is. But if you want a video playing in the background, little secret there for you. You can thank us with a like on the stream. I hadn't liked my own stream. There I go. Oh, thank you, Master Mouldie, liking the stream. Oh. Had to do it. Yeah, there's no, it's same with Lego. There's no one place you can go to find out any little details. You just have to pick them up as you go along, which is the fun part. It is the fun part. It's like having a cheat sheet. As soon as someone makes a cheat sheet, suddenly trying to guess all the codes for a Lego game becomes just not fun. Not as fun. Not as fun. Still fun. Not as fun. Yeah. Like finding a new, actually it is like Lego. It's like finding a new technique. The first time someone does Mills plates or the Lao sphere and you find that out, it's like the whole world has been rocked. It hasn't really. It doesn't change too much. You won't be using it all the time unless you're running a Lego city. But the first time you find it out, it's like, huh, I'm going to use that. Some point. Don't know where, don't know when. But one day, I will build something that incorporates that. You can go forward with the knowledge then. More 2x4s. We should have built this out of 2x4s. We're covering the red plate. It's like Vader's cushion in the back there. And we also need to have space for the smart brick. I'm not sure if the smart brick can operate through walls. Also, because I've swapped out on the X-Wing and the A-Wing so far, this two-studded modified plate, I am going to swap it out on this with the same piece that I use with the others, and that's with a 2x2 jumper. Holds down the smart brick just as well as this plate, but also if you're building any of our modifications onto the smart brick, and no doubt we'll be building a modification straight onto this platform, it's easier to remove multiple bricks without them falling apart. And this is something that Hogwarts really needs to look into, using jumpers instead of studs, because these studs are less grippy, but maybe bigger than the regular Lego stud. Again, not sure what we worked out in our minifigure display video, but there was some truth behind the madness, and it worked to some extent. I think, yeah, because they're hollow on the inside, they can just squeeze in a bit. And that's why we theorized that they'd be smaller. I'm just not certain we had any sort of proof behind it. In fact, what we can do is use two jumpers instead of the 2x2 tile. Because we don't have the smart plate tiles. Again, not using the smart bricks, but It does give us that bit more grip. It's back to 2 studs. I can't wait to put this to the test with our modified back we'll be building to see if it does still hold up, or if that 2 studs is also going to be too much clutch power. But there's only really one way to find out, and that's by continuing with the build. So let's go into bag 2 out of 4. No, was there 4 or 3? 4. And we're just at bag number... I guess we've got the 2 wings, which are going to be 3 and 4. They like to split up the wings. I can't fault them. I love the fact they split up the wings. I'd open both bags, left and right side of the table, and eventually muddle up some pieces that I've left in the middle, because that's happened every time so far. There's no escaping it. Every single time. I'll be building side by side. Sorry, headphone users, if the mic picked that up. And I'll get them all confused as to what pieces go in which wing. And then halfway through, I'll even muddle it up sometimes, just to keep things interesting. So left and right. Right? Or left? No. Kind of. Not really, but it worked for this. We got away with it. Barely. With these pin holes, could we also... No, an axle would slip out. That's why they've used a Lego pin, because an axle would have the chance of it slipping out and the end slipping off. Pins are all ridged on the side. They have a little ridge on the tip, and that stops them being able to slide out. Not that an axle should slide out, but it has the chance. It has the chance of sliding out, and for that, it's a less reliable piece. An axle is less reliable than a pin. Doesn't mean it's not reliable. It just means, well, it means it's less reliable. Can still be relied on for most tasks, but not for this. I wouldn't chance it. Skipped the whole pin. Skipped set 49. That's because they're in the other Technic drawer, I think. Somewhere in the back here. Over the desk, not through the desk. Otherwise, we won't have any desk left to build on. I'm going to swap this out for dark bluish grey. I think red's going to stick out a bit too much. I do like the red. It's very bold of Lego to be like, yes, smart brick, in your face. In your face, smart brick. Not in the smart brick's face. In your face, showing off the smart brick. But from a model point of view, you're going to want to swap out basically all the red. I think the interior we get away with. That's Vader's choice. We don't see the ground in A New Hope. And also, this Technic element was bright red in the A-Wing, I think. I thought it was. I know the other piece was. I thought like most of the Technic was bright red in the A-Wing. Blinded us with how bright red it was. Do I have this in this drawer? Or are you down there? Or are you elsewhere? I don't think I'd be able to... Oh, wait. That's not what we used earlier. No. I've got 2 bags of the same element. Okay, I'm going to leave these out and 3D print later a segment for it. I don't know what other colours I've got left. I need to double check that. But in the meantime, where are these connectors? Are they in the tray? They might be. No, some of them are, but not a lot of them. This is a piece we want. We'll grab that in black instead of red. And if we need any more, I know where to find it. But if the axle connectors aren't in here, which they might be hidden, I have a feeling they are in here. I just haven't seen them yet. But if they're not in here, and they're not in here, which again, I have a feeling they might be, but they definitely don't seem to be in here. Oh no, they are not in here. Then, where are they? How how sure am I that they're not in here? Like I haven't looked well at all. Here they are. Whew. I don't know what I would have done if I put that drawer back. And this is in dark bluish grey, aka light bluish grey, because we all know they're the same thing, especially in Star Wars. Little bit of colour into the ship. A 6 length axle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Perfecto. And already seen a few pieces from the next page. Let's seal this up properly. I dislike this bag, and I've switched this bag out a few times, but it's always the same element that we've thrown across the desk on a previous stream. I have put it upside down and it wasn't shut, so it's poured out. There was a split in the bag at one point. It's always the smaller elements that just go everywhere. The ones that you can't control anyway. Right, so changing of the drawers, because both of these elements are in here. Not that one, 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 this one, and oh, maybe they're not both in there. Well, they were. What are we using it for though? That axle is important. We can't just whack a pin in there. if a circular pin was to go in one of these rubber elements, it wouldn't do much. It wouldn't do much except for have a little bit of movement. You can like wiggle it top and fro. So they must be in here or spent. I don't think we've spent any elements yet though. So in here they must. Not the back. What is it? A 2-pin, 1 axle. Well, these are 2 pins and axle. Oh, hold on. I might have a runaway in here. Where are ya? Come on, come out, wherever you are. There you go. You're not meant to be in there, but I am happy you were, because it saved me finding the other bag. Ah, how did these fit? In you go. I can't believe that after, what, 10 years? Basically a decade, we got a Vader's TIE Fighter that so many fans have been asking for, and it was part of the Smart Play line. I have seen so many videos of any Lego set that has a little bit of red in it. People have been pulling apart and adding the Smart Brick for, and I wonder how many other themes it was tested on before they went with Star Wars. Because there'd be sets that, I don't know when Smart Play was scheduled for, but there will be sets that were meant to come out afterwards and ended up coming out beforehand, and they would no doubt have some sort of Smart Play interactive element in them. Oh yeah, I don't need the pin in here. Got a bit carried away with that one. Oops. Get rid of that. The Batmobiles are one of them. Great chance to have a bit of Smart Play in them. I quite like this feature. I do. It's satisfying having a little trigger in a ship. Necessary? No, not at all. But satisfying? Of course it is. Shouldn't have put those pieces away. That's on me. Even without the Smart Brick, you can make your own pew pew noises. That's the bag I was looking for. Make sure I remember where you are next time. And the other elements as well. Light bluish grey to match the brick. Maybe we should have switched that to dark bluish grey. Done a complete grey to grey swapper. So happy that only 3 fell. Oh, nearly made an absolute mess of the desk. Saved by the grip. Saved by the grip. Blue or tan? Blue. Blue. No, you know what? I'm overriding that Lego. I'm going to go with a light tan clip and pin. That is my final answer. Because tan and blue, neither of which are nice colours for a Star Wars ship. Well, no. Blue would be a nice mithril speeder, and tan would be a semi-decent Luke land speeder, but there's got to be a better colour ship than Luke's land speeder for that. Surely. What Star Wars ships are tan? What Star Wars ships are tan? I can't think of any. I think I've been got by it. Tan Star Wars ships. Do we have a black 4x4? I know we've got a few grey. Like that one. Tan Star Wars ships. No, I don't know. I'm lost for a tan Star Wars ship. I'm trying to think of anything that's like sand, like dark tan even. Well, there's Yavin, there's builds, there's creatures. There's a speeder, there's a Yavin speeder, that's dark tan. Separatists never created a giant ship that looked like a B-1 battle droid, did they? Because that would be tan. And that would be tan and terrifying. Seeing that charging towards you. Again, another little side build. The Technica side could be built inside the ship. I don't see why this couldn't. I also can't see why this couldn't have a removable top. Similar to the front. I assume that's removable. This could have a removable section that you take off, put the smart brick in, hide it, unless they wanted to keep it flat with a smart brick. Also, they've left the front of it completely clear. I'm going to keep that red element. That's going to be hidden on the inside, so that one can stay. And what about the lollipops? I missed that. Can't believe I missed the lollipops. Instead of the lollipops, we've used actual lollipops, but I want to get a bit creative with it. What elements can we use that have a flat side and a bar? There's probably a load of custom weapons that LEGO have made, but I still stand by the best decision being these frying pan studs. I don't seem to have any in red, which is why I think we didn't use them for the A-Wing on any other ship. But you can use these frying pan studs, and I think you can even get a tile on top. So these will be grey from the outside, and you can get a red tile on top that won't bump into the brick. So once I've added the slopes, we'll put it to the test and see if that is true, or if that is the reason LEGO have gone with this new element. Also, the fact that an axle doesn't rotate helps. They could have just used a red axle. They could have just stuck a 2-length axle in there, and I'm sure that would have set it off. Or had a red connector on the end. There are so many pieces that LEGO could use instead of it, and they still went with a brand new element, which uses up one of those slots. We know LEGO designers have come out and said they have a limited pool of bricks that they can make in a year. And though it is increasing every single year, coming out with a smart brick, a smart tile, these Technic lollipops is a bit overkill just for one line of sets. At the minute, first half of 2026, we've only got these. We've only got these sets, and no other theme is getting them. Imagine a Star Wars set coming out with a few new molds. It's happened. It's been done before. But it's not all too common. We're going to have to squeeze them out just a tad as well to make sure they would hit the sensor. Maybe add a little stud on the top there. But if we grab our faux smart brick in the nice demo blue, place it in the middle. If we studded it down properly, there we go. Just like so. And pew, 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 pew. Yeah, that would pass the sensor. If you are worried, you can fit a 3-length axle in there. 3-length axle, 2 red connectors. That would also work. That would work better. I don't know how far this lollipop stretches, but I'd be willing to bet it's about 1 and a bit studs. So a 3-length axle just straight up. If that comes in red, it's not going to be red, is it? Because black and red are even numbers and grey and yellow are odd numbers, and it's an odd number. Oh no. Oh no, it's not going to work. We're going to need a connector, which is also no worries because they do come in red. Not a connector. What am I trying to say? A stopper? A spacer? A gap maker? One of those axle covers that comes in the half a stud or 1 stud wide. If we can get some of those. This element right here. We've got a few of them in red. It's a nice common color. And then pair that with some 1x3 axles, which are in a tub now. Did I expand them to a tub a few streams ago? Or did I just talk about it and leave them inside here? Oh, well, they're not inside here. Maybe they are in a tub. Or did I just switch drawers? Probably more likely. Yep. Found them straight away. Didn't have to look at all for them. Trying to think of any other connectors. So this is a 1x3. We've got them in yellow or in grey. But the real question is, and what I want to know, can we fit 2 red connectors, or even better, 1 red, 1 grey connector in the circular motion? Or because they're so wide, will they stop? I mean, they never fully reset. There is a little bit of friction happening when they go all the way down, which over time might cause issues. If you shoot too fast, it could also, on a very, very rare chance, cause a fire with how quickly they're rubbing. If you generate enough heat, I'm sure eventually this will just blow up. Incinerate, disintegrate, incinerate, disintegrate. Incinerate's a new one. Never said that before. So a 3-length bar also wouldn't work. I think it is just the edge of this though. So if we take one of them off, we don't even need to slide it all the way on. No, it's the axle. It's the axle itself that's rubbing. So if you can get a worn down axle, and it's rounded edges already, so trying to round off the edges wouldn't do too much. Also a pain to take out. I'm sure the new element shares a feature with that. So what's the best way we can go about connecting something in there? Perhaps the best way would be to add that stud like we just did. Add the frying pan stud and a red tile on top because it still fits. It's grey from the outside, which is a big pro. Try not to blow up. Oh no! I don't have the effect ready to go for a live stream. But if I did, I'd be using it. I wouldn't stop using it. Also, oh no, we can't use a grey one of these. We have to use the frying pan stud. Have to. It's demanded by the gadgeters. And do I have any 1x1s on the surface of this tile tub to save me getting it out? I do. I do believe in red tiles. I do. Slightly pushing it in, which fits it as secure as you need, really. Because it's not going to rotate with a brick there. We haven't given it that much space. It's grey from the outside. Adds a little bit of detail as well. You could have an inverted tile on the back here, and that would work well. And then smart brick in place. Pew, 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 pew. That works well. Gonna keep the smart brick in place because otherwise we might modify it too heavily. We do want to try and get the smart brick modified in place so that you can use this with a smart brick. The aim is just to fill up the back when we're done, which it feels like these sets weren't complete because they've got the open back. I'm surprised how cool everyone's being. There are people complaining about it, but I am surprised how cool everyone's being considering the 80ST, the sequel trilogy one that came without the top. I'm surprised there's not more people bringing that up, but not just this one, the X-Wing, the A-Wing. Hello there, Dark Star. The size of the TIE fighter is interesting. If I do finish it, it would be worth to compare with my mock of the same ship. Yeah, because that was figure scow. Okay, I'm trying to imagine it with its wings. I really should continue building this and then we can see about it. What is this? Hello there. Okay, this must be the extra little side parts that we're building up to. Technic bricks. That's what I'm looking for. I'll have to scale this up. I forgot, I think, of scaling up the A-Wing. We scaled up the X-Wing, just about. We scaled up the... the Y-Wing with the X-Wing. It might be worth doing a detailed video on all of the different scales to find out, because we've got the Lambda, the TIE Fighter from last year, the gift with purchase one. It might be worth taking a look at how big they are and how big they are compared to each other as well. Great point. Great idea. Inverted slope. Nice. And another translucent red plate. Oh, here we go again. No plates out. I'm going to keep that one out. We've needed so many of them. Keep that one out, and I'll also keep... no, we'll keep this one out. This one out, and I might get some inverted slope rather than like the rounded slope rather than the harsh one, because they're using two side by side and we've already used these elements. Might be worth coming back to them and getting a more rounded look on the underside. I get the back of this is quite chunky as well, but with the mock we made, it's funny because you never see the inside of Vader's ship. I always just assume the back is a fin. I don't know if there's compartments for anything in particular. But I always... oh yeah, these are 1x1s. Let's use some 1x2s. I always assumed it was just like a fin of a fish on the back there. So I kept it as flat as I could. And then in Andor with the TIE Avenger, you see they bulk it up pretty quickly so that you can get more of a sleeping quarters in there for the pilot. Which I find that interesting as well. 2x3s, none on the desk. But we got plenty back here in dark red. So dark red was dark grey. That's what we were using. Because dark red ain't that common. Dark grey, whew, always a 2x3 grey plate on the wall. Oh, okay. I quite like this. It extends, it extends or expands by one stud on either side, which covers the gap where this Technic is out, and also and leaves the gap in the middle, and also covers this back bit. That's where the stud is. That's where the lack of stud is. If I stopped explaining the build and showed you instead, we'd be done already. That's right in the corner of it. Right in there. And a nice rounded plate. If you didn't have this plate at home, whenever we did it for the city, for the Coruscant building, whenever I try and reuse this plate or replate it out, oh, they even got the red bits for the engines. Oh, this is the engines on the back, isn't it? You know what? I didn't notice that. We've got the red bits down the side, which I think this is where the missiles come. At least it was on the old TIE fighters. I remember missiles coming out of the bottom. There's some like blasters on the side. Some TIEs even have missiles coming out the side here. We've got red here for the missiles. We've got red at the front for more missiles. We have these red bits are covered up on the back there for the front, but then we have the red on the bottom and the red on the top is the engines, because that's why the TIE Advance have the 2 trowels swoop. Kind of also air resistance. I didn't realize that. That is a solid point. Thank you. Anyway, that's blown my mind. Yes, that's the engines that they've worked into it. You don't think about that too often with a TIE, because usually the TIE fighter just comes out the front. And then 2 more plates on top with a different coloured piece. This is the same element we saw earlier, and we have some of these in red as well, but in black instead of grey. I'm going to keep with the grey, because we've already got quite a bit of black showing from the outside, but I'm sure black grey is Vader's TIE. All the colours work. And this is to connect to the Technic in the front, probably sloped off as well. Although step 69 of the X-Wing was the cockpit. So it'd be nice if they kept that up. For the plate round the outside, I always replace it with just 2 1x2 plates and a stud in the middle. And I'm tempted to do that now, but there's got to be a better way of replacing it. There's got to be some sort of corner element, something that could go in the middle, or even around the outsides. Something like a 1x3 rounded plate, something that would work, that I haven't come across yet. I haven't thought about. Let's get 1x1 stuff. Oh wait, the rounded off plates are in there as well, the rounded off tiles. So we'll have the whole of you, and then 1x2s, which are you're in it somewhere. But where are the grey 1x2s? There's one in here. 2, 3. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be enough for now. We can always come back. And then, so each of these would go out by 1. They're a bit loose as well right now. So corner plates would lock it in. But I'm even thinking 1x3s with that tile on top. They're not rounded off enough. 1x2 rounded plates also then wouldn't have the stick coming out. Oh, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. But what? One stud sticking out. I don't think there's anything better than the rounded off plate. I'll be honest. I think the rounded plate has won. The rounded plate just works so well. And it's so specifically important for this exact piece. If you were connecting it to something else, maybe I'd think differently. And I have a few of them. But if not, the best I can come across is it's just this. And hopefully we attach slopes to the back here and something runs up the side. I've got to trust in the build that something is going to come about to secure these pieces. Yeah, we'll use another dark bluish grey stud. It's not got much. Oh, that locks it in. That locks it in. What? Because the roundedness of the stud, that's in there. Solid. That stud locks in this plate and we can no longer wiggle it around. That's all we've got. That's all it took. Touche. Touche, Lego. Also, put the stud on the wrong piece. The stud's actually going against the ship. Oops. We'll mimic the same on the other side. Of the engines. So, is this ship compatible with... I can't say it without laughing. Is this ship compatible with the mashup TIE and X-Wing? Did that have these 2 Technic connectors? Or no, that was completely different. That was our mashup that we had a look at with all the other ships that had a similar connection to this. But the TIE and X-Wing mashup was an axle, wasn't it? That had that little bit that went in, the axle that went up. 69 is just placing on one of the engines. That's it. We've got both of them built. So we'll go with this one first. Locking in place. Right. Plate sticking out. No, plate stick. Oh, it goes over. It goes over the Technic ball bit. Why is there a Technic beam if we're going to secure it in with this anyway? Not the easiest of connections, but once that's in, that's secure, and we probably are going to secure that with a corner bracket or something similar to the ground. Something similar to the base. 1, 2... Wow, only 2. Or a corner plate. Okay. Corner plate will do. I still have our spider droid. I'm just going to nick 2 corner plates off the booty of that. By the way, this is going to be a pain to break down, trying to get all the plates off the bottom. I'm going to have to do this top down. Otherwise, it would not only crumble in my hands, but it's just so hard to pop them off underneath. We need a better way. There is a better way. A better way exists. It's the Lego spanner. You fold it into the side and pop it off. But for someone who always used to keep a spanner to hand, since I had this whole tub of brick separators, I've been really bad at it. And I don't have any spanners to hand. I need to give one of my sig figs a spanner. And I did it. I gave one of my sig figs a spanner at some point and replaced it with a Lego bag. So now the sig fig that used to be super helpful is rushing home to build their Lego. Giving them priorities over helping build Lego. Brackets line up perfectly. A 2x4 is a choice. It is a choice. I suppose if you've got engines on the side, you don't need engines in the middle. 2x4's good with me. Yeah, let's go. 2x4 tile, and we need a few more of those for the wings, I hear. If that's where they leave the back, that's respectful. If you get rid of all the red, or cover most of the red, like mainly the handle, you cover the red, that's not bad. It sucks they didn't add something for the top of the smart brick, sure, but that's not bad at all. This is turning out to be the best set. How did that happen? How did Vader's tie? I mean, it's not a bad set. When I say it was my least, the one I was looking forward to building least, it was just that. I was looking forward to build it. I don't build anything that I don't think I'll like. But out of all the sets, I didn't think this would be this fun to build. Even after building my own mock, I didn't think this would be so fun. You could also do 1x2 grills for detail. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Where did I put my grills? Light bluish grey, maybe, because then you're also seeing some of the dark bluish grey from the bottom brackets. You're still locking together the back of the ship with the engines and everything else. Maybe some ingots in the middle would look good as well. But look at how much that improves the back of the ship. Just to add that little profile to the back. Oh, great idea. Then we got the 2x4 spare. We'll keep that out for later. We'll need it. And then again, so the part count, I've got the opposite issue. Not really an issue. I've got the opposite feedback for Darth Vader's tie to the A-Wing. The A-Wing felt like they were overcompensating. Vader's tie has not been advertised as good as it is. 473 pieces for £60. It will say 500 pieces for £70. Doesn't sound too good. But then in the instructions, they're using this element instead of, let's get the slopes out again. I can show you as we do it. Instead of using this element, 1, 2, there is a third one of those as well. Nope, they're the other side. Aha! Nope, that's the wrong color. Ah ha ha ha! Come on. Nope, that's the wrong side again. Oh, come on. We can't find the right sides. Oh, wait, this is it. There we go. Instead of using 3 pieces. That's another 2 elements they could have added to the parts. Nitpicking, but for most Lego fans, a lot of people do care about the pieces that you're getting in a set, and that's a change they could make. There are reasons they use this plate. This does keep it locked in a lot better. Well, I wouldn't say a lot better, but a little better than just having the one plate on the bottom. But that's 4 plates now overall, on top of all the other plates that I've said about, like the tiles on the end of the wing. They could have beefed up this part count easily, just looking at the front. Just looking at the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 parts. Just from this point of view. Just from this point of view, we got the 2 plates behind the clips. You know what? They could have even swapped them out for 1x1s. If we're really pushing it, that's 14 plates they could have added, and already we're nearing that 500 piece count. I think this is the underdog of the entire wave. Vader's TIE Fighter. I still stand by the A-Wing and the throne room being the best. It's the only set that comes with 2 smart bricks. If this come with 2 smart bricks, this would go nuts. It really would. And also, not to mention, that's just the front of the ship with the 14. I should have chat. I should have chat on screen, shouldn't I? Can I pull up? Oh, yeah, it's going to pull up the stream. I should have copied the chat. Let me grab the link for the chat. Oh no, what am I doing? There we go. How many people realize they can just pull up chat as well? That's not to mention Dark Star with the 1x2 grills for detail. 1, 2, 3, 4 grills is a 2x4 plate. So that's 3 extra pieces. This could be parts intensive. Wait, hold on. How can I report and block? This isn't even signed in. Let's get those wedges. The messiest drawer of the bunch. Oh, also the only drawer that I haven't... Oh, top tip. I'm full of tips today. With these drawers, I usually cut off the little ears because it's so much easier sliding them out. And I always usually tend to do my part selections on the desk. If you do want them to hold in, then I'd recommend not doing this, because they can slip out at any point. And if you don't want to spill your parts, I've done that with a few of the older drawer units, but I always snap the ears off because then I can freely slide them in and out. Just saves a few seconds, especially on stream, trying to squeeze the drawer to get them all the way out. Helpful for me, not for everyone, and definitely hurts the resale value of drawers if you're planning on parting with them at any point. Where are these slopes? Ooh. I don't know. And I don't know if pouring them into this tray is going to help at all. So I'm just going to go on the naked desk here and probably clean up a few of these. Brackets are at hand. What else do we have? All right, these ones are all right. Yeah, just neaten it up a little bit. Oh, oh, first bag, first pour, one side, already done. You love to see it. Yeah, they could have not technicked. Can't use the word technic when you're Lego. They could have complicated this side a lot with all their different slopes. But sometimes the best thing to do is to go with old reliable wedge bricks. Just can't beat it, not for that. There's no way I could... I mean, the only thing I would do to this, right, if I were to plate this out rather than use the parts that Lego have, I'd probably go with 2 2x4 plates, then two 2x4 long wedges, left and right, and then another piece that we used on the bottom on top of that, and then it would probably be an ingot or a tile or a plate on top of that. It would be a bit disjointed at the top. You could add like 2x3 left and right wedges between them, but there's there's no way to build the slope better without using the slope. There's no way. It can't be done until I'm proven otherwise. I refuse to believe there's a chance. All right, odd amount of wedges in a bag, but at least we know there's a wedge in one of the other two. Oh, wait, no, it's here. It was here the whole time. It's here, yes. I'm pretty sure I sorted out these wedges into certain groups, though I'm seeing a lot of elements in this bag that are also very much in a few of the other bags. So maybe that's not the case. But if I need any other wedges like that, I know not to look in this bag. A longer one. Or 2 cheese slopes. Yes, cheese slopes would have finished it off much better than a tile. Much better. 2 cheese slopes on the top. You could also cheese slope the sides off as well. If you used 2x3 left and right wedges, say that 3 times fast, I can't, then you can use a 1x4 at the back or get some of the other slopes. I suppose you could build it out, couldn't you? Like, if you were being forced to build it out, you probably could build it out. It's just, you're still trying to build the slope. I got nothing I can do to it. Lego have beat me here. Yeah, there are definitely ways of building that out. Oh, and then, oh no, because that's a 1x3, the new slope that goes up. Maybe 1x3 rounded off. This front slope, that needs to be made. Suppose you can get the power miners element in the back there. Ooh, wait, red on. Oh, they are milking this red. Is that red covered? Is that red? Does that red have life insurance? Is that red covered? I'm going to go with it, and if not, we can fix it in post. They gone with black. It's not seamed, so light bluish grey should do the trick. You could also substitute that out for some of my favourite elements. These with their regular snot bricks on top. Snot bricks are handy. It's definitely worth, if you don't have a drawer full of snot bricks, or you're finding yourself low on particular pieces, it's definitely worth ordering probably like 10, 20 of each of the snot bricks that are affordable. None of the too fancy ones. Or go into the Lego pick and build in store and have and have a little look what ones are available. Hey, cheese! I think we've got a cheese emoji. Yes, we do. We do. There we go. We've got an emoji. I don't know if everyone can use that or if that's just channel members. I have a feeling that's channel member exclusive, but we do have a cheese slope emoji that channel members can use. But you can't beat cheese slopes. You cannot beat cheese slopes. Well, what about 2 cheese slopes? as requested, 2 cheese slopes. I think that beats 1. That's the only thing that can beat 1. But where do we stand with 2? Can we up it even further? A 1x4 in red again. They've used the same element that's on the back of the ship, which is the 1x4 with the 2 studs. If you're pieing it out, use a regular 1x4, or don't, whatever you've got more of. But in this case, I think I have more red 1x4s. Looking into the abyss of the pot. Maybe I do have more of the red modified ones. Haven't even given it a chance. Oh, what was that? That was a nasty squeak from the chair. I'm happy that most of the squeaks don't get picked up by the mic. That would become so annoying so fast. Well, at least they weren't picked up. Where did these corner slopes go? Here they are. Corner wedges. Not corner slopes. Corner slopes barely exist. And grills. Should have enough of these in light bluish grey for channel members. Thank you. Ah, one of the many perks. We got a holiday droid last Christmas. We got, well, I say last Christmas. I actually think it was New Year, but around last Christmas. We've got a few different channel icons as well. The stickers. And that's on top of the members streams. All the perks of becoming a member. If we were listing them off, I think I'd be here for at least another 5 minutes. Just listing off. But don't worry if you can't afford it. Most of the content is free and available to everyone. Because we try not to lock anything behind a paywall. And take a look at this. We called this earlier accidentally. I added a grill in front of Vader's feet. Made a little smelly feet joke. And mentioned the air conditioning that's definitely in Vader's ship. He gets the premium model. And now we're including 2 red grills left and right, completing the trilogy of red grill tiles. Perfect. It's as if I've built Lego before. And then we're capping off the top. All right, this is weird. This is weird. Not the fact they haven't used grills, or the fact they could have used so many other pieces for this section, but the fact that they've got us to use this new element, this new, like, flaunt it. If you got it, flaunt it. Lego or otherwise. But this new element, it doesn't fit here as well as I think Lego would like. It works. There's a reason it does work, and it's the same reason I was saying about my hands earlier on. But also, it's not the best piece for the job. It just isn't. It isn't the best piece. It's nice that you can remove the top. Get these slopes because it's closed in like that. But when you could add a dome to the top, is there no way we can add the back bit to this? Is there no, because of these, because of those, there's no way we can make this as one. And we've kept them in with Technic. So, how far do we have to go back and break this down for that to work? It's not worth it, is it, to break this whole model down? But they could have included a 4x6, and then that would have given us the chance to put a dish on top. We still can. We get away with it. Oh, do we? That's a good point. Oh, no, we can. We can remove this, can't we? Maybe we even add a cheese slope, because we'd have that extra plate height. What's that? That tile is 2. I think it's 2 tall. And then instead of these rounded off pieces, I'm going to add a 4x4. That locks both of them into place. I do want to get a rounded element on the side. Maybe 2 solo cheese slopes building up to it. And then cheese slopes. Here we go. Let's see if we've got a dish. I keep it in this drawer with my passport. Lego passport, of course. Or do I keep them separately? My hope is that they're in here. I think I keep them separately. This is a TIE cockpit. Okay. Which one's the newest? And oh, that's from the throne room. Which one's the newest? And how can I tell the difference between any of the Lego TIE cockpits? They all look the same, except for maybe the new one has a smaller middle. So it's harder to see Vader through it. Oh, here's another one. They all look identical. One of these is from the bomber. One of these is from the 2021 TIE Fighter. One of them is from another TIE Fighter. Pretty sure they're all from TIE Fighters. From somewhere in there. Life. And then we should have a printed dish. Might be in there, but I think it's in this drawer. Because I have a load of spare printed parts in here. In case I ever need them. This drawer is the definition of a mess. I have an opportunity to add a storage area to the bottom of the X-Wing since I use several parts instead of a single boat piece. Yeah, I have. If you saw the video, I understand there's a bit of a disconnect from the live stream and video audience, but if you see the video, we just add a bunch of sabers to the top. What I could do is open up this back and get so many more in there. If you're willing to run that modification, you could store basically all the supplies for Dagobah, which is a good idea. I might revisit it. Once we've got our Dagobah mock-up on that shelf, I might revisit it and try and pack all of the supplies, some of which you get in that set, into the back of the X-Wing. I genuinely think most of them would fit. I don't know about that big container. We might have to minifig scale the containers first, but you'd be able to fit most of it. Definitely. I should have checked I don't have a TIE Fighter half built. Oh, hold on. Hold on, did I use the dish on the... No, I didn't. No, it's a 3x3 dish on the gift with purchase. So it's not on that. And I realised what the squeaking was earlier. It's my heel on the foot. It's not the chair. I blame the chair. It was me. All right, that's one. But I have one in light bluish grey. That's the old TIE Fighter piece, I think. Which... I don't think these new elements come in dark bluish grey. Should we have a little reference to Vader's TIE? The actual TIE Advanced, rather than the Lego ship. It's definitely light bluish grey. Definitely light bluish grey on top, rather than dark bluish grey. But where's my light one? Oh. Well, we can use dark bluish grey to stand in. The point still remains the same rather than using the slopes. You add a 4x4 tile, 4x4 dish, and then cheese slopes on the side. One on the left, one on the right, one on the front, one on the back. We're getting our cheese slopes in there. I'm so tempted to run around the ship. Look, we've got a place down here screaming out for a cheese slope. We've got a place right on the other side screaming out for a cheese slope. Hopefully we don't come back and add anything else to this ship. I think we could get cheese slopes down here, down here. Look, one right at the back there. There's an empty gap. Fill that. Oh, we kind of need that gap, but put a cheese slope in it. If it fits, fill it with cheese. Yeah, probably don't do that to all your Lego sets. You'd have a very smelly room after a while if you just filled everything with cheese. But it would work for a while. Maybe fill it with cheese and make sure you're either replacing eating the cheese. And then the cockpit on, if it covers the front. Yes, you're not going to notice that from afar. It just creeps through. Vader's cockpit is looking very red, and we can still, without removing the cheese, look at that, pop off the top, get Vader sat inside, which it really helps having that extra bit of leeway for my, even the top of my finger. As I'm placing Vader in, the top of my finger is so close to the tip of the tie. That's where Vader is placed as a figure. I appreciate them giving that extra little bit of space. Thought I'd find out why Lego had the short capes for Vader, but no. Vader fits in there just fine. I wouldn't mind him sat forward a little bit, which there's not enough space at the back to adjust the Vader minifigure, so that's not for positioning. You still have to go through the front and sit him up a little bit more, but not too much. Right, back in you go. They've left space for the cape as well. And then top of the ship on, no matter the modification. Oh, all studded down. Cockpit has a few gaps in there as well. I think for this top section, I don't know if door rails would have closed the gap completely, but door rails definitely aren't hurting Darth Vader. so much space on the inside that I am going to switch them out. The two 1x2s on the top of the 2x6 removable, I'm going to replace with 1x2 door rails just to cover that little gap on the top of the cockpit. Yeah, that's better. It's not perfect. It's still got the gap from the side there. So 2x2s, corner plates, even just another 2x6. Vader still fits, but the door rails close it up enough for me. You think the particular print was used on the first TIE Fighter back in 2002 onwards? Haven't seen any in light grey. Oh, maybe the other ones are dark grey as well, which is why I couldn't find it. Only the 6x6 dome hinges. Huh. Yeah, maybe the other one's dark grey. And now the wings. So, ×2. I'm liking this. ×2. Let's go. ×2, which means we need 2 of these plates with a hole in them, which I had a few in grey earlier. That's in black. Did I find any in black? What colour did we need? We might have used black on one of the other sets. No, we've got black. Okay, maybe we needed dark bluish grey on the other sets, and that's why we've got none. I like the fact that a load of designers worked across these builds. They didn't just stick with one. They were helping each other out, which is nice. I mean, if they get paid enough, they can mingle a little bit whilst they work. We've got a load more of those grey slopes. Good thing I got a few of those hanging around. But I'm starting to definitely see similarities between this one, between the X-Wing, between the A-Wing as well. I can't wait to get around to the Cantina. That I think is going to be the best one of the lot. But so far, thanks to the A-Wing, I have to say Vader's ship, having built the body of the ship, maybe the wings will make me bite that and I'll prefer the X-Wing. But so far, Vader's ship has been my favourite build. And I promise I don't say that about all the builds. I've only said that so far about the X-Wing, which being the first build, it's de facto favourite. You can't beat it if you haven't built anything else. 2x4 in dark bluish grey. Got us a fair few of those. Also the wings having that hole in them. Wait, is that how they connect? I'm trying to think how they would connect them. They could add a few brackets and snot, but how they'd line up with those clips? No, I don't know. Oh, could they add bar elements top and bottom? Is that something that would hold on? I know a few of you now have built this, but we'll find out. We'll find out soon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have another 4 in grey? 1, 2. Ooh. Not another 2 in grey. Well, I do, but they're on the bottom of this ship. And that isn't helpful. All right. Unless there is a way. I've got it. There's a way you can replace these bottom ones. Is this a rare element? I feel like this is a fairly common element. Or have I just got that many sets now? So, if you want to replace these on the bottom, it's a similar thing from this part of the ship as well. As long as we've got some plates on the top. What you can do, push the rest of the Lego aside, and wherever you've got some of these 1x4 inverted slopes with plates on the top, that's important. They've got to have plates on the top, and they're being added to the underside of any sort of vehicle. What you can do is grab yourself 2 nipple tiles, 2 of these 1x1s with a little bar sticking out. Any colour works, but I try to stick with the same colour that the ship's made of. That helps to save a bit of confusion down the line. Stop you worrying about what parts you haven't used and why the ship looks so different. You're also going to need 2 of these horizontal clips, So they're the clips that take up just one plate with a horizontal clip. 2 of those will be connecting to the bar, and also then 2 1x3 slopes. That's going to act as the inverted slope, but we need them the right way up because we're going to flip them. We're going to flip these around and have it so that they're clipped upside down. And it's even better than using these slopes because these have a hole in the bottom. They have a stud hole. These are completely flat. And I kind of want to replace all of the slopes with these now. If we can get this to work, we can get it to work anywhere on the build. They don't connect together. Maybe that makes them a little more fragile than the other ones that stud in. But wherever these clip down in that inverted, the little stud gap here, you'll add 2 of the nipple tiles. Just like so, we've got the space for them to clip and place this plate back, especially for Vader's tie. If you're doing this, they go in the bottom like so, and then you grab these and clip them right in. When there's 1, it gets a little bit of wiggle, but when there's 2, you can push them against each other and they center themselves real nicely on the inside. If you're too worried, you can add like a plate or something on the outside. But there you go, you've rounded it off. It's the exact same look as the original set, just without those 2 stud holes on the bottom. And that's why I love mocking out ships, because this sort of connection is just too extra, even for a Lego set. I mean, what can we do to lock them in place? Lego standard here, they would have 2 1x1 bricks either side of these clips. Careful when breaking it apart because it jumps. It does jump. We're looking for 2 round 1x1 bricks in grey, light bluish grey preferably. Transparent works too. Looks like dark bluish grey wants to be used, so we'll go with you. And then place 1 of these. Where do these need to be placed? 1 of these either side here. They'll be locked in by the big round plate. And just to make things easy, we'll place the nipple tiles back, clip those in, and see how the rounded off bricks. They're trapped in there, they're not going anywhere. Make sure this is placed down nice and firm. You don't get much firmer than that. That is standing every sort of drop test. And now clip those in, and there you go. You've got the smallest bit of wiggle in them. I think squared off bricks would completely eradicate that. The more you want to include, maybe snot bricks and a slope. No, we've got to move up. Snot bricks and a slope. Let's snot bricks and a slope it. Let's see what that looks like, because that would get some angles on the inside and we can get more cheese slopes. Oh, I've got to go with it now. Now that I've got myself excited for it, I'm going to go with the snot bricks with the little indent on the inside. And then 2 1x1 cheese slopes. Don't want them extending. Don't want them don't want them extending too far out, but we do want them just far enough that they'll hold these perfectly in place. And this is going to get rid of any wiggle room. They don't have a chance now. There is no wiggle. The only wiggle room is the wiggling of the entire TIE fighter. So love that. Creates another little depth down the bottom. A little angle to cover up some of the other tiles, and also just looks like a mock build. I mean, this connection is nuts. This has definitely been used in a Lego set. Come on, surely it's been used. Surely officially they've recognized this somewhere, but it's not something that you see too often. And also we've now got the slopes for the side here, but come on, cover it with a plate. Not quite. All right, we can't use it on the wings. We had a little look. It can't be done. But now we've got the slopes to tile it up as it wants to be. So problem solved. And we can put the tan ones back. Definitely got a few of these on a X-Wing and such laying around. Maybe we can build a fleet of advanced TIE fighters. This is also worth mentioning, the TIE Advanced from A New Hope, which is a later model than the prototype we see in Rebels, but Is Vader flying the prototype when we see him in Rebels? Or is he flying the official thing, the real deal? My memory's a bit foggy on that. How many of these slopes do we have? The little ones. They're not meant to be in here. But as they're in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Love that. And you can go back away. Not getting you out. Hopefully. Maybe. But hopefully not. Grills. I keep calling them grills. They're... What are they? Door round. In light bluish grey. How about dark bluish grey? It's fun. Rebels was... That was probably my favourite part of Rebels. Seeing the prototypes of ships and getting some of the explanations for how the Y-Wings came to be in Rebel possession from the Clone Wars fighters. And like with the TIE prototypes, the many of those that get flown about, I wish we got a story on the A-Wing. I don't think it was fully developed at that point because they were just teasing like Y-Wings and that. But I wish we got a story. It'd also be after A New Hope because I don't remember seeing A-Wings in A New Hope. I think it was between Empire and Return of the Jedi. I don't think we see A-Wings in Empire Strikes Back. Oh, not the A-Wing. The A-Wing, the RZ-1 A-Wing. This is the one, I believe, from Return of the Jedi. Oh, we do see it in... Wait, we see it in Rebels? Oh. Interesting, because if it was around in Rebels, it must have been around in the first 2 original trilogy movies. Let's see if they're credited, because a few of them have been added in post. But yeah, Return of the Jedi. This might have been a mistake. Not a mistake. Happy accident in the Rebels timeline, because I always thought they were stolen. They were Imperial prototypes, I know that much, and they were stolen for the Rebellion. Why weren't the A-Wings at the Battle of Yavin? They definitely weren't used for the Empire. Maybe they were, Antilles Extraction. I feel like they must have been used for the Rebellion and Rebels. Otherwise, I'd have known. Originally coloured blue. The blue one is Tally Lintra's from the sequel trilogy. Paying homage to that. More red and green plates. What? Not even using the holes in the side of that 1x4. Speak about wasted potential. Oh, I was back. Did I happen to see your mock of Django Slave 1 in the community tab? I think so, unless it's a new edition. I should be keeping tabs on the community. YouTube don't have anything set up for notifications for the community, which I feel like they should. I feel like it's just like any other post. Maybe for too big a community, it'd be a bit too quick fire on it. You know what? No, I haven't. I don't think I did. How did this go amiss? How did this go amiss? All right, let me bring... Oh, no. I hit refresh. Oops. Can I not open it in... Yes, I can. Open it as a post. Let's take a look. Hopefully you don't mind me bringing it up on stream. I assume so. Got the new playscale Slave 1. It's been modified to be longer to scale with your Jedi starfighters. Ooh. Did we did build this, didn't we? I didn't think about the length. Yeah. The guns are more accurate. Definitely needed. They were so simple. And the missiles can be mounted below or classic style further up the body. Oh, look at that. That's like the missiles straight from the game. Oh, I wish I did that with the missiles. That's awesome. Oh, that's cool. You got Django's helmet. Is that a flamethrower? With a superhero poser. That's a good use. Oh, and then the fire spray pistols and jetpack. That's a good use of the inside as well. That's definitely not from the original set. Hidden hinges up there. But the rockets are amazing. Below or classic style further up the body. Yeah, this at the bottom is big Lego Star Wars game vibes. But I love the blasters. I love the blasters. They're looking good. Nice one. That gets a thumbs up from me. That is awesome. The rockets. Oh, that's one of those things that you straight away know is from the Lego games. It's amazing how that works. All you have to do is 3 pieces is that. Is that a bar going through the nose cone and then the firework bottom? But super effective at getting the point across. Wow. Takes me right back. That's awesome. I'm playing this out a little differently. Should add some rockets to this. I think we can mount like a... For Vader's TIE Advance, it wouldn't be those rockets. It would be a translucent purple, like 2x2 rounded brick, if those exist, to try and get that centered. Let's see, 2x4s will do the job. I wanted a 4x4 to bridge the gap, but I'm still thinking about parting this out. And that's going to be a 4x4. Any bigger than a 4x4, I feel like the plate's strong enough to pop itself off. Specifically a 4x4, that's going to cause some problems. Just like these 2x4s are. It's those 4 studs of width. It's not big enough to pop itself off, but it's also not small enough to just come straight off. It needs as much help as it can get. With the Jango Fett Slave 1, if you've built that recently, I'd recommend going back and watching the video, because the cockpit, where it uses, I'm trying to think now, it uses snot bricks, but had they used brackets, it would close perfectly and it would be flush with the bottom of it. So if you have a few of those 1x1 2 tall brackets, then have a little look and see if you can add that modification. Here we go. These are the bar elements. And then we do need them going through the middle, so we can't substitute any of these parts out, but we can. So they've used red, black, and grey. Red and black, super helpful for knowing which way these go round. So I am going to keep that colour combination up. Debating whether to change it or not. I think I have to honour it. As long as I've got red and black bars, which I think I do. Yeah, probably got more red and black than anything else. Red at the front side, black at the back. One of the best uses of recolors. No problem. What a build. I like the playset Scout. I've been wondering whether to break down the UCS. The UCS model is amazing. It looks so cool. But the more I leave it up, the more the nose sags. Like, you can see the wings aren't moving. That's notable sag in the nose of it. So I'll either lay it flat. I do have that coffee table just to the right, and I can lay it flat on that, or underneath it so you can see it through the glass. That would look cool. Or dismantle it and probably build the figure Scout. I was looking at either, not the figure Scout, that's the figure Scout one, the playset Scout. I was looking at either that or just building the microfighter and having the UCS Django side it. That would be hilarious. And it's tempting. It's tempting to do that. But I think I need at least a decently sized Slave 1 Starfighter. And also, wouldn't mind one that's easy to recolor as well. We'll have some grey ones. Do I have any light bluish grey actually hanging around? So many sets. Oh, there's one that goes on the front there, but I only have the left one and not the right. So we'll keep up with this. The rocket is a free length bar. Snap. Recognized it straight away. More red plates. I've got to swap them out for grey, right? I can't keep putting all this red into the ship. Oh, nailed it. And in you go. What did I say? Plates. Maybe dark bluish grey. We got a load of black and we went with dark bluish grey between it. So 1x4s. Oh, just, oh, and 2x3s. 1x4s and 2x3s. In you go. In dark bluish grey, we'll keep the colours going. Although, like, they use light tan. We've used dark red, light tan. There might have been another colour early on. No, 1x2s is what I missed. Now I see it. Got too many 1x2s. I could just like snap one of these. I'm not going to do that. But I could. But I'm not going to. But I could. Maybe. I'm not going to. But I could edit it to look really nice if I snap it into these two 1x2s. If I decide to video it up. Ooh. But what's the point of minifigure display? Sure. Again, using elements. This is just two 2x3s. Let me get the entire tub. What's the point? I think this is an underrated set. There are so... Oh, I put them back. I need more. There are so many bigger parts used. In terms of mocking it out, maybe this is because I am mocking out the set, but in terms of using the set to build a mock and to, you know, create something with it, I think this is where modern sets fall a little short. Those minifigure display plates in step 94 are so difficult to mock out into an actual build, whereas if you were to use two 2x3s, that's easier to use in a separate build. So it all comes down to how well it can be used to build something different. And modern day Lego Star Wars sets fall a little short for me, just a little. They're not bad. They're definitely not terrible, but they're also not perfect. If we did get that little something extra, then that would be, it would just be a bit better. Also, we're going to need even more of those. Why do we use like 3 of these on one wing? Let's have a look what this was used for. Because I know on top it's really important. Whereas on the bottom, yeah, all we need is 2 1x4s bridging across that. I'm going to steal that for the top. I'll copy the same on the other wing. Just get some plates to fill the middle. Who do we have here? These are all the odd amounts. We could have... No, we should go with the evens. We should do. And that's the 2s and the 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Way too many 1x2s. Better to have too many than not enough. Can't believe how well this set has gone. This is like, I'm gonna return to build the rest of this tomorrow, whatever we don't get done in today's stream, and I'll still be saying it. I just can't believe how well this has gone together, because I didn't think less of this set by any means. I just did not realize this was going to be... It's a TIE fighter. They did not miss. Lego are yet to make a bad TIE fighter. They've made TIE fighters that could be improved in a few areas. This one definitely needs a back on it. But in terms of even the wing structure, I mean, wow, this thing's solid. I would be surprised if you couldn't just pull the wings off and back on again. I think this is the clip connection. The clip connection isn't a ball joint. It isn't a ball joint. So a ball joint's always going to be better. Could you add a ball joint into this? What if you added... would that center? That would be a worthy mock out. Seeing if you could add a ball joint. I think because of the height of it and the tile on top, you wouldn't be able to. It's too low. No, you might be able to. If this was a... Oh no, because it'd bump in. Ah, it wouldn't work, would it? Unless you attach the wings as you were building them, it overcomplicates it way too much. Way too much. Makes it way too difficult. If you could attach it with a ball joint, it'd have to be pre-done. You wouldn't really be able to break it down, but it'd be quite fun. And then let's go with some of these big panels. These are off some old TIE fighters. Get all that secured in. And then 1x4s. Maybe we need some big panels for the wings as well. Might regret not saving them. Hey ho, what's done is done. We've still got a few more. Was thinking of building the 2010 Slave One in Jango Fett's colours. That way the Jedi Starfighters aren't so small. Yeah, even with my Big Scale Starfighters, which reduces the Lego Starfighter by about a third. Jango Fett's Playscale Starfighter was quite cool. If you get the opportunity to build, I think the 2010 one is a similar scale, isn't it? If you get the opportunity to build the 2019 one, that one is bigger, lots more part intensive, but that's a good one. Oh, was it called? I think they were called Slave Ones, weren't they? Rather than the Starfighters. This is the one that I was talking about, the 20th anniversary one. That's a bit bigger. I assume this isn't the Starfighter that you're talking about, the UCS Boba Fett Starfighter. 2010. It's probably this one, looking at the age between them. Hold on. That's the same cockpit. Is this the same size? There's a similar cockpit. It's not the same cockpit. Is that the same size as this one? It is. Yeah, the 2019 one is really nice. And the same way we're building Vader's Starfighter, there are parts in there that you can swap out a little bit. Because you already have the playset scale one, you'd be able to build most of this from there. You might need the odd slope more. But the way I don't know if the playset scale did it too much. The way the UCS ship did it is it mounted slopes. Rather than having the brick slopes, it mounted these slopes on the side. So this side is just vertically mounted rounded slopes. If you've got the time to spend really honing it in, that would look really good. So maybe the simplicity of this one with the structure of that one and the complexity of the UCS one. That's your ultimate Slave One. That's the best right there. All right, Vader's Advance. We still have an image up, right? What do the side of the wings look like? There is that panel. You know what that piece is? On the end. Let me get another tab up so we can go back to that. It's Eiffel Tower? Eiffel Tower was spelled correctly. That squiggly red line. Get out. Oh, it isn't Eiffel Tower though, is it? It's the Paris postcard. The City of Love set. There was a hubcap. These hubcaps are perfect for the side. I don't know if they've got a stud on them. Yes, they do have a stud. So a jumper in the middle of Vader's wing with one of those in grey. What colours do they come in? Grey. Right there. Light bluish? No, more so metallics. Oh wait, they're not the colours. Yeah, flat silver, black. They don't come in grey yet. If they came in grey, maybe that top one for Vader's TIE Advance on the side there. Is that not a perfect element? That might even fit over the studs. I'm not too sure. But that is a perfect element. If not, they have a load of TIE wings. The 2x2 tiles, the rounded off elements, which are here. Do I have any in here? Or are they on my mini ties? Oh, look, yes. There's one. Nope. Nope. Yes, there's another one. So, similar to that, but I add an ingot either side. Maybe a jumper underneath with an ingot or a tile or a slope either side to try and match the angle of the wings. But it's a printed part. Thank you, Lego. I will say it. Thank you, Lego, for printing that 2x4 and not giving us a sticker. I don't think there's any stickers in this set. Is there any stickers? If not, that's quite cool. The X-Wing also didn't come with stickers, did it? They were all prints. Wait, none of these sets come with stickers. None of these sets. Vader doesn't come with stickers. Luke doesn't come with stickers because these are all print. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no. Luke's are stickers. Luke's are stickers. I remember now we've got, yeah, some awkward stickers over the engines and stuff. Luke comes with stickers. The A-Wing doesn't, though. No stickers in that set. No stickers in this set. I assume none in the ATST. I don't think there's chance for stickers in many of the other sets. I know there is in Mos Eisley. There's a mix of prints and stickers, dependent on the parts. But the fact that we're getting... These aren't important parts, these 2x4 tiles. The fact that we're getting those stuck in on permanent prints. They're not stickers. They're not stuck in if they're not stickers is pretty cool. And then to clip the wings, they make it super easy. Which, even I, on my best day, I clip a wing round the wrong way. It's hard to resist. When you're talking and working with Lego, it's hard not to get things around the wrong way. But they've color coded the wings so that the red goes on the front and the black goes on the back. Is this visible from the outside? Or are we covering this up? It's not the end of the world. There's a lot more red on the rest of the ship. But if we aren't covering that up, it would have been nice to know. It's a little bit of red sticks out the side from a model perspective, not just adults as well, but kids like to have their ships looking clean. They like to be really proud of what they've done and not be able to tell the difference between what's on screen and what's in person. So the fact that there is that little bit of red there that needs a little covering up, I could see that deterring a few kids from playing with this model. Let's get the ingots to cover up the side. We'll go for a light bluish grey. And this is to fill in the side. The ingots round off nicely. They always feel like they're just not there. The ingots they're there, they're filling up the gap, but they don't feel like a full tile. They're just less than it. And then maybe even get a 2x3 tile just to put over that. Or a wedge. Or a 2x2. Or what else? We could. I see why they've gone with this connection where it is. But on Vader's ship, is that not the side of the ship? This is just in front. This is just in front of the connection. Should that not be over the clips? The 2x4 tile especially. Move it back one. Where it's got it hanging just forward, I think move that back and place it over. I'm going to do the same with a... Oh, we can't get the tile over the edge. I'm going to have to add a 2x4 plate over the top. Just like so. And then cover it back up. We'll still use some ingots on the side. It's a bit thicker. But that's such a cleaner look. And it connects with the rest of Vader's wing. I'm trying to think if that is where it is. It's definitely more forward than it is back. But is it that far forward? Yeah, if you've got the set, I'd even encourage moving the tile back. Covers the gap. Look how cleaner that is than when the connection was stuck out. it's those little things that they could give an option. They could have it moved back at the end. And if you want to do it or not, that's completely down to you. I'm going to save the wings for tomorrow, I think, because we are approaching time. But so far, this ship is out of the box. We've made a few modifications, a lot of them saving parts and to make it look a little bit better because I am building this with my own parts. But for the most part, there's been nothing that we've changed any more than any other set. We've still got a lot of red in the cockpit. We've still seen there's a lot of red on the outside. We haven't swapped those clips around. We have swapped around a lot of the back, but we are working on a cover to cover everything, so it shouldn't matter too much. We also need to have something that can support it there. Actually, I think the back has the easiest fix out of all of these ships, because you don't want to fill the back up too much at the back here. You want to keep it quite sparing. So I'm even willing to bet one piece. One piece is all it takes to fix or to fill the back of Vader's ship. I thought it was going to take a lot of work because I'm thinking this is ATST level and, you know, we're going to want a few more parts to cover it up. I think I've got the perfect element. I'm hoping I've got the perfect element. Hello there, are you in here? I might have to pour this one out. And it's one of these slopes, one of these arches. If you don't have any of these slopes, easier switch would be a 1x4 plate with two 1x2 cheese slopes. That would work as well. But I'm going to go all in on... Oh, look, wait, we've got a black one. We've got a black one. Nah, that's too black. We don't want that. Might even swap those for grey. Hold on, do we want the 1x4? Maybe we want the 1x4 plate as well as these. Maybe two 1x4 plates and two cheese slopes. Two of the 1x2 or four 1x1s. Either way. We could add this in the middle. Oh, in you go. But if we attach this to the top of the smart brick, if you don't have the smart brick, fill it with 5 plates tall of parts. I think it's looking so good so far. So good. No offense to the designer, but I didn't think it looked this good. Not something I'd want to hear of a set that I've made, so apologies for that. But it is looking better than Lego give it credit for. Wait, where are the 1x4s? Where are the light bluish grey 1x4s? Have I spent my... No, there they are. Right at the front. So, easy fix for filling up the back of Vader's tyre. 1x4 plate. One of these arch slopes. Two of these arch slopes. And just place that on the top of the smart brick. That covers Vader. You could extend it if you wanted. I was thinking initially we were going to have to build out like this entire back that would cover it. But that's not how the TIE Fighter is. You just need that little bit of cover back there. The smart brick still pulls out, and it's a few bricks just to integrate it in. I understand why Lego don't want to hide the smart brick, because they've invested in lights as well as sounds. It costs, the lights cost, so they want to show them off. But you're still getting all the lights. The lights are also flashing through to the back of the cockpit, which is quite important. And yeah, it's a really easy fix. Surprises me that some of these fixes, I mean, the instructions for the X-Wing and A-Wing fillers are out there. I don't think I'll put instructions out for this because this is just too easy. Not too easy, too straightforward once you know what you're doing. This little brick right here, alternatively a 1x4 and a tile. At the end of the day, a 1x4 brick and a 1x4 tile on top would fill that gap. A 1x4 brick alone would fill that gap. And Lego do have an element that is just 1x4 arch slope. Let's see. How much is that piece? We can get rid of Vader's TIE Advance. A 1x4 slope. It's gotta come in light bluish grey. Is it still available in light medium stone grey? Light bluish grey. Hasn't been made since 2022. It would be an excuse to bring back that colour. It's been in sets since 2005. That's not far off the very first Vader's TIE Advance. Look at that. 2006 Slave 1. Wow. It's been in Star Wars sets. They've used it to round off gaps of the cockpit, but they couldn't use it now. And it went through a period of just not existing. 2008 to 2012, 2013 to 2018, it had a steady run through there. 2022, they could have bought it back in light bluish grey because it's still being made today. This isn't a mold they've thrown away. Just a colour they haven't used in a while. They could bring it back for this ship. What about dark bluish grey? Have we got any sets that have used... Oh, light grey. Wait, was it before 2005? 2001? In Hogwarts. Oh, this piece is... I'm not going to say it. 2001. What other sets do we have this piece in? Only 2 for dark bluish grey. It was in the B-Wing. Oh, snap. Same with the light bluish grey one. See a few of them there. And a police chase. Very old Spider-Man set like. Which you feel its age. And then the black one that I had is still in sets as of last year. Whoa. That's quite cool. And that was in the Art Factory, the Transylvania. Oh, these are designer program sets. So not been using too many sets, but even the black one, it would have filled the gap at the back and stopped it just hanging out. I think that is a lot of people's complaints. You fill that back and suddenly Vader's tie is looking so technical. Look at all that black, grey, dark grey. There's the blue demo brick. That would also be black if you got the smart brick with the set. Black or grey? It's black. There isn't a grey one. I don't know where I got the whole idea that it was grey from. But I do have a grey one, so there you go. It stands out a lot less when it's not a bright blue. There is a few red pieces. The only parts that are needed are the 2 reds on the side. But I like keeping the red in the middle because you don't see it from most angles. It's like you're looking in and there's a big red wire, which still helps. But look how cool that looks. 360. Like there's no bad angle to this ship so far. And that's only going to get better with the wings. The only thing we've added is that piece there. Even the dish on top, they have tiles. It's not printed, so it's not as good. And is that the wrong way around? No, I think that's the right way around. But it's still covered. You've got Vader just chilling on his red throne on the inside. The only thing that is missing is a lightsaber clip. We've got so many of these red panels. All you had to do was replace one of them with a lightsaber clip or get something up the side, and that would be perfect. I'm going to have a hard time making this into a video because there's nothing I want to fix. And I thought there'd be so much. I cannot wait to be building the wings of this, but that will be tomorrow's stream. We'll be back. We'll be building the wings of this at, step 99 we were on. Right, I'm going to remember that. And then taking a look at the other build of the set, which is the little rebel command post and the refueling station. I don't think I'm going to be too interested in them, but I can't wait to be adding those to the build. What I'm thinking, that refueling station would go really well with... Oh, do I have it? No, I don't have it up. Oh, I do. It's here with my mini TIE Advanced polybag from May. So when we were building Yavin, I took a ton of these plates out and I thought it would look like a really good base for Endor. And it fits the mini TIE Advance and I can put the fueling station with it. Okay, I'm going to remember that. But that is all we've got time for today. Can we get a look? You want a close-up of Vader's? Go on. There you go. This is it so far. Look at that. I haven't started work on Endor yet, so that will be a project for another time. But once we've built this ship, I do want to start finishing up Yavin. I don't know if I should add this to Yavin or hide this around in Dagobah. I'm going to look if there's any comics for Vader hanging out on Dagobah. But yes, thanks for watching. May the bricks be with you always. Bricks be with you, Alf. May the bricks be with you, Darkstar. May the bricks be with you, Moonshoes. And everyone else, may the bricks be with you.